But once the doors opened for professionals, he burst onto the Grand Slam scene. He won the first Wimbledon of the Open era in 1968, defeating top-ranked amateur Arthur Ashe in the semifinal in straight sets, then went on to win the final. Laver would win a total of 11 Grand Slams as both a pro and an amateur at this time, despite being banned from Grand Slam play for 5 of his best years. He won 6 doubles Grand Slams, 3 mixed doubles titles, and he also led his Australian team to 5 Davis Cup victories. One of the best, an icon in Rod Laver. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. SiriusXM, Channel 89.
Never.
Bucket is good.
Not.
Man, he pulled out the whole package there.
Exciting.
The Raptors are up 16.
We're just getting started. This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
It's the beginning, we just got started.
Feels amazing, right? We had some tough stretches this year, and now as we're getting healthy and getting everyone back, we're winning some games, so it feels good.
I think everything starts with our defense, and guys right now, they really believe in each other. All the credits, they go to players. They're playing really hard. They're the ones out there executing. Our guys doing an outstanding job. Every scouting, every video session, they're really engaged. They're talking. And that's something that did not change. When we were losing games, close games, losing big, our guys, they always stay together, and we had nothing pretty much changed. We're just winning games right now.
The voices of Bruce Brown and Darko Rajakovic as the Raptors get set to host the Chicago Bulls. Welcome inside Scotiabank Arena. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank. This is how we fan Tangerine, official bank of the Toronto Raptors. As again, the Raptors get set to host the Chicago Bulls, riding the high of the 5-game winning streak, which Darko and Bruce were just chatting about. Jonesy looking to make it 6 in a row tonight. And the good news for the Raptors, getting healthy yet again as Emmanuel Quickley is back in the lineup for the Raptors. In fact, so is Grady Dick and Kelly Olynyk. Jamal Shead, though, won't play with the flu. He's not with the team. But really, this team is that close to being 100% healthy.
Well, and the recent run of good fortune in terms of wins is not a surprise to me. A lot of people are like, wow, look at this team. Well, no. This is the team we thought we were going to see at the beginning of the year, right? This is a team that we said was at least as good as Washington, Brooklyn, Charlotte, Atlanta, this team tonight, Chicago, Detroit, Brooklyn. Like, by default, that puts you into 7th place. So I'm not surprised that we're seeing these wins and we're seeing this team perform the way it does when fully healthy. Now, I guess the organization has a decision to make. Are you driving the tank, or are you standing in front of it? You stopping it, or you have it? Because, and look, everybody knows where I stand on this. Your players look better. I mean, if you don't have good deals for guys at the deadline, then don't make them. Bruce Brown's $23 million can be spent on draft day in a sign and trade where you can give him more than anybody else and then trade that for value. Maybe get 2 players, young players that help you. There's lots of ways to go with this.
Well, we may or may not find out more at this time next week when we are about 24 hours removed from Thursday's deadline. We will talk about that and more over the course of the broadcast as the tip-off and starting lineups are coming up next on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
You missed the boat on Bitcoin, but financial freedom is still within reach. For a mere $19.99, you can get all-you-can-eat boneless chicken at your local St. Louis Bar and Grill. And for a limited time, there's no tax on restaurant meals and beer. Maybe treat yourself to something nice, like an extra garlic dill sauce. All-you-can-eat boneless chicken for only $19.99. Visit St. Louis Bar and Grill today. Dine in only. You are welcome.
It was a rainy day when Pizzaville announced their loyalty program, but some listeners thought I was saying royalty program. To be clear, Pizzaville cannot get you into the royal family. Stop that. However, after your 6th online order, you'll get a large pizza of your choice free with your 7th order, and that'll make you feel like a king or queen. Oh, boy. Find out more at pizzaville.ca.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Scott McGilvery here. I've done hundreds of home renovations over the years, and I'm particularly careful about what I put under the floors. On my projects, I use DMX One-Step 2.0. This easy-to-install underlayment has an air gap design that allows moisture to evaporate, and it doesn't require wood subfloors, which can be a food source for mold growth. DMX One-Step 2.0 can be used under most vinyl or laminate floors, so whatever you choose, you know your investment will be protected. DMX One-Step 2.0. No mold, no cold. Find it at the Home Depot in Rona.
At BDC, we know being an entrepreneur means always being ready to take on challenges and seize opportunities. Get up to $100,000 with our small business loan to make your projects a reality. Simple, quick, and with no application fees, the BDC online loan offers you flexibility to protect your cash flow with favorable repayment terms. Apply now at bdc.ca/online loan. Certain conditions apply. BDC, financing, advising, know-how.
Feeling the winter blues? RedTag.ca has the perfect cure. Sunshine, sand, and savings up to 65% off on your escape to paradise. Plus, get an instant discount of up to $200 and turn those winter blues into unforgettable memories on the beach. More savings, more travel. Don't wait. Visit redtag.ca or call 1-866-5REDTAG to get your promo code discount today. Certain conditions apply.
redtag.ca.
Travel made easy.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Back inside Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Starting lineups are coming in mere moments as we get set for the Bulls and Raptors. Chicago coming in at 20 and 28. The Raptors at 15 and 32. Let's hand it off now to Herbie Kuhn for the starting lineup for the visiting Chicago Bulls.
Illinois, a 6'4" guard, number 11, Ayo Dosunmu. Out of UCLA, a 6'6" forward, and number 2 is Lonzo Ball. Out of USC, a 6'11" in center, number 9, Nikola Vucevic. From Australia, a 6'8" guard, number 3 is Josh Giddey. And from North Carolina, a 6'5" guard, number 0 is Kobe White. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Chicago Bulls is Billy Donovan.
There you have it, starting 5 for the Chicago Bulls. Billy Donovan spent a lot of time in the pregame chatting about Lonzo Ball, who continues to try to find his way back, Jonesy, at the NBA level. And the minutes continue to go up for Lonzo Ball. We'll see how much he ends up playing tonight. His brother LaMelo, a lot of people believe, should have been an all-star. Scotty Barnes not named as an all-star reserve either. Darko Rajakovic saying that he believes Scotty is deserving, of that honor. But just keep plowing forward, keep plugging away, keep playing the way you've been playing for this team. And he certainly has been playing extremely well for this club. Maybe that will be one of Jonesy's keys. I don't know. I never know. I find out with all of you as we go now to the keys to victory, brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game in the new CR-V Touring Hybrid.
Well, my first key would be just in general, keep it rolling if you're Toronto. You're healthy, you're doing a lot of things well, and there's a chemistry and a synergy going right now with the team. Make sure that continues. And why? Number 2, Scotty Barnes. He's been terrific. Not just with his offense, finding stuff in the mid-range, but his defensive intensity has set the tone for this team, and everybody is falling in line. Last of all, now that you're healthy, continue to share the basketball.
All right, the keys to victory brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Let's get the starting five now for the Raptors.
Bringing the saga to the 6. It's time for number 9, R.J. Barrett. Welcome back, the Wildcat, moving 0 to 100 swiftly. You know who? IQ, Emmanuel. Quickly. Hold it down at center. We're in the big number 19, Mr. Double-Double. This is Jakob Poeltl. Your Raptors rising star, the kid from Kansas, wearing number 1. Make some noise for Grady Dick. And standing 6'8" from Florida State. Make some noise for your boy, Scotty Barnes. Head coach of the Toronto Raptors is Darko Rajakovic.
All right, there you have it. Starting five for the hometown Toronto Raptors. Again, coming in at 15 and 32 as the Raptors open up a rather lengthy homestand, 4 in a row, as they play at home tonight against the Bulls. Then on Sunday, they host Norm Powell.
Who should have been an all-star.
I was just about to say that. We've been working together long enough, I was going to say. And the Los Angeles Clippers coming to town. Norm Powell, who should have been an all-star, got the shout-out from Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, who both felt that Norm should have been named as a Western Reserve. In fact, I think I speak on behalf of my partner here. I believe Norm is number 1 right now for the end of the season awards when we're talking about handing out some hardware, because I can't imagine that anybody else has done what Norm's done this deep into his career, to have the improvement in terms of the points per game, let alone the assists, the rebounds, whatever, and for the first time truly in his career as a bona fide, everyday, full-time starter.
Well, he's got the opportunity, and sometimes that's all a guy needs. But, yeah, I agree. Norm, I thought he was going to be an all-star. That said, the Clippers' lone all-star, James Harden, has played very well. I mean, we're used to, like, ridiculous numbers from James. They haven't been, but he's been the engine. He and Norm have been the 1-2 in that. It would have been nice to have seen Norm rewarded for that. Maybe there still will be a way for him into the All-Star game, but he should take solace in the fact, and we'll see him Sunday, and we'll tell him, General, you should have been an All-Star.
We are getting set to go here on a Friday night as Vucevic stands at center court against Jakob Poeltl. Bulls in red, Raptors in black. Toronto moving right to left, and Poeltl wins the tip, taps it back to Barnes, who gives it to Quickly. Great to see Quickly back in the lineup as he fires up top straight away to R.J. Barrett. Barrett now driving into the painted area. Spins to his left, scoops it up, missed the shot, and the rebound comes down to the Bulls. And here comes Chicago as Toronto is empty on their first trip. Triple far sideline, good. It's actually going to be a long 2 for Giddey, and it's 2-0 Chicago. Second touch for the Raptors as Poeltl gives it to Barrett, cross court, right to left, over to Grady, who missed the triple but kept alive by Quickly into the far corner. Emmanuel takes the 3 himself and rips the cords.
Great job, especially on the offensive glass. You'd think a point guard would be peeling back to protect defensively, but IQ, a nice job.
Osumu missing on the triple, and the Raptors grab the rebound. Scotty Barnes brings it across center, finds Quickly down Main Street. A running floater up and in. Quickly on the board with all 5 for Toronto.
Well, he's got a minutes restriction. It's kind of like when a guy knows he's coming out of the game and he sees a sub at the bench, he tries to get shots up. IQ's got that in his head right now.
Lonzo, far side, guarded by Grady, held up in a screen there by Vooch, who fires now into the corner. Triple up, no good for Dosumu, and the other way we come. Here come the Raptors. Barrett driving to the tin far side, cut off right at the hoop on the baseline, but it goes out of bounds off Dosumu. It'll be Raptor ball with 15 on the shot clock.
The play started in the backcourt. You could see Scotty making eye contact with RJ, who was running up the near side on the left wing. The eyes got big, so RJ cuts to the far side and gets a post up.
Inbounding on the baseline quickly, lobs it out toward the perimeter. Picked up by Pirtle over to Grady. Grady on the wing near side. Stops his dribble, goes back to Barnes. Inside the arc, backing down toward the post. Now spins to the baseline, and the jumper up and in. Man, that is a pretty-looking jumper from Scotty Barnes.
Well, he's playing big boy ball. That's his go-to move, that turnaround. And once he gets a mismatch, it's lights out. I like to see the fact that he's off the three-pointer now, not taking as many of them. Get inside. Do your work in the mid-range.
White trying to get away from quickly. Gets into the paint. Blocked by Pirtle. Picked up by Barnes. Here come the Raptors. They've got a 4-on-3. Barrett into the paint. Had the ball poked away. Gets it back. Fires into the corner. Far corner. Grady Dick now puts it on the floor. Trying to drive on Giddey. Kicks it back out to Barrett. Barrett puts down his head. Drives to the 10. Another left-hand scoop. No good. And it's controlled by the Bulls as Giddey throws to Dosunmu. Back to Giddey. Trying to direct traffic now. Left-hand pass cross-court over to Dosunmu. Now in the corner, it's White. Back up top to Giddey. Shot clock at 12. Vucevic hands back to Giddey. Behind the back pass. An errant one tracked down at center court by White. Shot clock now down to 4. White trying to get away from Grady. He's got to go. Driving, weaving through traffic, got to the 10, laid it in. How did Toronto let that happen?
Well, Grady was too far, too tight on him. Back off. I know he's a shooter, but contest the 3.
7-4 Raptors lead. 3 minutes gone by. Quickly steps into a triple, missed badly. And the Raptors
didn't get square. IQ didn't get square.
Get back defensively, Toronto does. Now Giddey cut off on the right block. Goes out to Dosunmu, who puts it on the floor. Bounce pass over on the block far side to Vooch. Trying to work on Barnes. Kicks out on the perimeter to Ball. Short on that triple off the front of the rim. Rebound to Pirtle, who hands to Barrett. Whips it down the court to Grady Dick in front of the Bulls bench. Back out on the perimeter to Pirtle. Yak holding the ball, waits for Barnes, who comes to get it. Scotty now drives into the paint. Got to the 10. Left hand, no good. Should have been a bucket, and the Bulls come the other way on a 3-on-2. Triple far sideline, no good. That was White. Down low, though, picked up by Ball, missed it. Tipped in by Vooch, and Chicago cuts it to 1. A flurry of activity going on right now. Quick pace to this game. Another turnaround jumper. Scotty Barnes bucket over Ball in the near corner on about an 18-footer.
It's now time for Scotty to work on the counter to that. The up and under, the turn, step through.
Quickly ahead, baseline jumper, good for Grady Dick. And a timeout by Billy Donovan and the Bulls. The Raptors are out running early. Quick pace here. 11-6, Toronto on top by 5.
Emmanuel Quickly is going to come out after about 3 minutes plus. And you could see he's winded, but the look on his face is like, oh man, I'm just kind of getting going here.
Quickly with 5 points, a rebound, and an assist in 4 minutes to start this game. In fact, 4:04 to be exact. Again, with the Raptors leading 11-6 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Jan owns a home and a restaurant fusing French and Mexican cuisine. But she is fusing no more because her ovens have gone kaput. She called Alpine Credits, who sent their speedy superhero. With her business loan approved, her ovens were quickly fixed. The hero even had some of her poutine nachos. Yum! Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
With the confidence and freedom of all-wheel drive, a turbocharged engine, and tons of cargo space, the 2025 Honda CR-V was made for winter adventures. But with heated front seats, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a cozy interior, you may want to stay in its comforts a little bit longer. Lease the CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $105 weekly at 3.49% APR for 60 months with $3,500 down. OAC conditions apply. Includes $1,500 lease bonus. See HondaOntario.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 7:56 to go. Opening quarter. Raptors leading 11-6. Jonesy, pretty solid start here over the first 4:04 for the Raptors.
Well, they're shooting the ball well. Haven't turned it over, keeping Chicago to 3 of 10. The Bulls have not made a three-pointer. And again, with health, we tend to lean and look at the offense, but this Raptors defense has been really, really solid over the course of this win streak.
Getting set to resume action as Chicago comes out of the timeout with the ball. Buzelis into the ball game now for the Bulls. Second chance opportunity, and a triple is good. Vooch got denied down at the 10 by Pirtle, but the Bulls got the ball back, and they get a triple from White, cutting the Raptor lead to 2. It's 11-9. Grady Dick up top to Jakob Pirtle, back over to Grady on the wing near side. Bounces the ball down to Scotty Barnes, trying to work on Lonzo Ball again. Kicks back out to a wide open Grady Dick triple, no good. Barnes battling down low with Lonzo, can't get to the ball, and it'll be Chicago who will have it, and now inbounding with a chance to tie or take the lead. Raptors shooting 41%, Bulls at 33. Vooch hand off the ball, near side, driving to the 10. Another one stuffed out by Jakob Pirtle. Picked up though by Vucevic, and he throws up a wild runner off the side of the rim, went glass rim and popped out. Raptors with the rebound down the floor. Barrett spins away from the defender, kicks out to Mitchell. Davion over to Scotty Barnes. Pass at the near elbow to Pirtle. Pirtle cross court over on the far sideline to Scotty for 3. Rattled a couple rims, popped out for Barnes. Chicago with the rebound.
That's at least 3 blocks for Jakob Pirtle.
Dosunmu driving, fires a pass over the shoulder, back out on the perimeter to Vooch, who hands to White. White now driving on the near side, got by everybody, could have laid it in. Instead goes out to Buzelis. Over to Ball. Ball now lobbing it to Vooch down low. Under the 10 to a cutting Dosunmu. Absolutely gobbled up by Scotty Barnes. Ahead to Grady Dick, who's hammered right at the rim. Got smacked in the face by Ball, and Grady is down in a heap right under the 10. Well,
he exposed the ball, and Lonzo Ball had a chance to swipe at it. You talk about White not taking the layup. That was because they figured out that Pirtle's already blocked 2 or 3 shots. Right now, Darko and his coaching staff asking the officials, you're not going to look at that? My guy got hit in the face and went down.
100%.
Like anything above the shoulders.
How are you not looking at that? Makes no sense. Do I need to go on my rant about if this was the National Football League? If that was, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes out there, you think the officials aren't looking at it?
Never mind. If that was LeBron James.
100%. Just my way of getting in a shot on KC and Mahomes after what happened to my Bills, Jonesy. But I digress.
Well, I'll say this. Your guy, Josh Allen, and my guy, too, last week at least anyway, had a chance for a legacy drive and couldn't get it done.
Well, if Dalton Kincaid can make a catch, we'd be talking about a different case.
Yes.
And if, the officials also said that it was good on a 4th down, we'd be talking about a different story, too. But I digress on that, too. Anyways, Jones, you get me all fired up as the Bulls just tied the game at 12 off a triple from Vucevic. Raptors did have a 5-point lead. We're locked now 12-12 with 5:55 to go in the opening quarter. We're past the midway point. A little running floater, one-hand push shot good for R.J. Barrett in the lane. Clean from 9 feet. Raptors back defensively with a 2-point lead. Vooch over to Buzelis. Buzelis now turning the corner into the paint. Runs into Grady Dick, who put the body on the line. No call. They say play on. And Buzelis came up empty. Pirtle handed off to Mitchell. Driving down Main Street, crossing over the entire Bulls team, but he misses the layup. Man, that would have been all over the highlight reels had he made it.
He had Buzelis looking every which way.
Triple up and clean far side from Williams. Patrick Williams knocked that one down. Looked pretty smooth, too.
Well, they brought him in to a different role now, bring him off the bench, and he's been spectacular in that role.
Chicago now with a 1-point lead. Barrett trying to get it back, can't. Misses on a straightaway 3 ball. Raptors get back defensively. Toronto has dipped down to 37% from the floor. Chicago shooting only 33%, but they lead 15-14. Dosumu to a cutting Vooch. Lays it up and in, plus the foul. 3-point opportunity coming for Vucevic.
Yeah, Raptors lost a little bit of their spark, a little bit of their juice. Darko's going to call a timeout. Chicago's picked it up a little bit, but the biggest thing is Toronto's missed some easy ones.
And the Raptors call for time with 4:56 to go in the opening quarter. We'll step aside for the break. Toronto down 17-14 with a free throw to come for Chicago on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Desjardins Insurance cares a lot about their clients. In fact, it's packed with such a ginormous amount of vast and substantial care that's bursting with even more whoppingly humongous and colossal care. You might be a little surprised when we tell you that all of that care fits in the palm of your hand. With the Desjardins Insurance mobile app, you'll get a big hand with 24/7 paper-free access to all of your home and auto policies, including your digital pink slip. Get insurance that's really big on care at Desjardins.com/care.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back to Scotiabank Arena. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 17-14, Bulls leading the Raptors. 4:56 to go, opening quarter. And Jonesy, since we last checked in at the last time out, things have kind of taken a bit of a dip now for Toronto in terms of their effectiveness offensively, and their field goal percentage kind of plummeting right now.
Yeah, it has. And they've had some good looks that they've missed, too. When you think about Mitchell and Barnes both missing layups, those are shots that need to go down.
Awaiting a free throw from Vucevic. He's at the free throw line. 7 points, 5 boards in the ball game, and he knocks down the free throw to give him 8 and 5. Barrett up top straight away with the Raptors, trailing by 4. Gives it up to Pirtle at the near elbow. Back to a cutting R.J. Barrett. Great two-man game, and the Raptors cut it to 2.
Well, they clear out the strong side, and a little guard around by R.J., using Pirtle as a legal kind of moving screen.
Dosumu stops on a dime, elevates for a triple on the wing near side right in front of us, missed it. Raptors with the rebound, a chance to tie or maybe take the lead. Brown gives it to Pirtle, back again to a cutting Barrett right under the tin. He was blocked from behind by Vooch, but I believe they're going to get a foul. Are they getting it on Buzelis or on Vucevic? Yep, it's going to be a foul on Buzelis. So he had the contact first before the block came in on Vucevic, and that's good news if you're a Raptor fan, as RJ heads to the stripe and a chance to tie the game with 4:13 to go in the opening quarter as RJ knocks down the first one.
It's nice to see Lonzo Ball playing. You know, a lot of people are down on Chicago, talking about them being stuck in the middle and not going anywhere. 3 years ago when they drafted Lonzo Ball, the plan was to have him playing, and unfortunately he's missed so much time with injury. Their plan never got off the ground.
Vooch on the baseline near side. with the Bulls leading by 1 after Barrett went 1 of 2 at the stripe. Goes up top to Williams, 3-ball straight away. No good for Chicago. Barrett with the rebound. Raptors have a chance to snag the lead. Across center comes Barrett. Gives it up to Ochai. Abaji gives it up to Robinson, who just checked into the game. Back to a cutting Ochai under the 10. Fires far corner to Brown. Over on the wing to Mitchell. Stops on a dime, trying to shake Dosunmu. Drives to the 10. Passes on the baseline to Robinson. Short jumper. Rattled a couple rims. Wouldn't go. And the Bulls grab the rebound.
That's a good look. It was good ball movement, good patience.
Ball over to Vucevic at the far elbow. Back to Lonzo. Back to Vuce. And a one-hand floater good in the heart of the lane.
Lonzo Ball on the breakdown there. He makes a big difference.
Barrett to Robinson at the near elbow. Robinson holding the ball. Hands it off to Ochai. Back to Barrett in the corner. Now driving into the paint. Bumped. Throws it up at the rim. And he's going to go back to the free throw line for 2. R.J. Barrett.
Being really aggressive. R.J.'s got to knock down free throws, though. He's going to get a lot of them. And he's one of the NBA leaders when it comes to driving the ball to the basket. Unfortunately, his free throw shooting letting him down. He's only 66%. And there's no reason why a guy like RJ shouldn't be 75, 80% minimum.
Just rattled in the second free throw, so 1 of 2 at the stripe on that trip, 2 of 4 in the game. Raptors trailing by 2. It's 20-18 with 2:55 to go opening frame. Driving to the 10. Layup is good for Lonzo Ball. Looked pretty spry right there.
Yeah, he did look good. And I said, the healthier he gets, the better this team looks.
Mitchell in the lane, goes up top to Brown, to Robinson, back to Brown, driving far side, stops on the far side toward the baseline, kicks it out to Robinson, back to Brown. He's on the far sideline. Now turns the corner around the Robinson screen. Floater in the lane, no good. Followed his shot, though, kept it alive, and now it's picked up by Robinson on a fresh 14. Robinson gives it to Barrett, who lays it in and ties the game at 20.
I love Orlando Robinson's patience. He plays like a classic big man. He can score in the mid-range. He can score down low, protects the rim. I like what he brings.
White spinning around a Vucevic screen, goes out on the far wing to Ball, back up top to White. White now trying to shake free from Davion Mitchell, stops at the free throw line, gives it up to Vucevic. Now he's trying to go out. Robinson goes back up top to White. Shot clock down to 1. The Bulls get it off, and White buries it over the outstretched arm of Bruce Brown.
Well, you play good defense, 23.5 seconds. Sometimes a guy just makes a shot.
Bulls now lead by 5. It's 25-20. Robinson muscles his way to the 10 and absolutely bullies Vucevic.
That was Vucevic who he cut a key to the weight room for. Like old school bully ball there by Robinson. I love it.
Vooch back out on the perimeter trying to get away from Robinson. Hands to White. White behind the back pass to Vooch. Vooch now at the elbow trying to back down on Robinson, and Bruce Brown came from behind to take it away. Abaji gets the pass from Brown, dunks it down, and the Raptors cut it to 1.
That's the kind of unselfish player Bruce Brown is. He had a breakaway layup.
And now Robinson just battled Vooch and got the steal. Robinson is owning Vooch right now. Raptors could take the lead. Nope. Snuffed out at the 10. Buzelis blocked Barrett. A big defensive play by Chicago. White trying to get away from Barrett, goes over to Ball, dipping behind the screen set by Vucevic. Over to Buzelis, far sideline. 3-ball is good, and just like that, Chicago goes up.
Raptors not quite close enough to touch. Bruce Brown was on the shooting hand, just couldn't get it done.
35 seconds to go in the quarter. Chicago leading 28-24. Bulls up to 44% right now. Raptors at 42. Mitchell, 3-ball is clean. Davion knocked it down, and he's talking a little junk to White right now. Raptors trailing by 1. Bulls will have to give it up before the end of the quarter. There's about a 5-second differential. Ball looks up at the clock. Now he gives it up to Vooch. Got a step on Robinson, got to the 10, laid it in. And the veteran wanted a call on that one too.
He got Robinson leaning just enough, half a body width to get past him.
Last shot time for the Raptors, 7 seconds to play. Mitchell across center. Raptors down 3. Crossed up White, far sideline. Over to Barrett, open look at a 3, missed it. Rebound to the Bulls, and Chicago will end the frame with a 3-point lead.
That was a good look by RJ. And I like what the Raptors are doing. Got to shore up the defense. Chicago's getting to the paint a little bit too much for my liking. With Pirtle out of there, they didn't have quite the presence in terms of the shot blocking, but still a pretty decent quarter for Toronto.
30-27, Chicago leading the Raptors. Second quarter action comes next on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
You built your business from the ground up. Now let Rogers Sports & Media take it to new heights. Book your next radio or podcast advertising campaign with Rogers Sports & Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes, RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple to use. We'll even give you a $250 ad credit to build your first campaign today. And your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com to claim your ad credit today.
Now everyone knows how much I crave Lone Star fajitas, but every Tuesday, I get the craving for saving.
Now at Lone Star, una fajita for $19.99 or fajitas for two for $29.99. Wood-fire grilled seasoned chicken breast, fresh baked tortilla served on a sizzling skillet. It's Fajita Tuesday. That's una fajita for $19.99 or fajitas for two for $29.99. Only at Lone Star, including the new Lone Star Cantina in Whitby. Your home for fajitas, Ritas, and good times.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Getting set to start the second quarter. 30-27, Chicago leading the Raptors. Barnes back into the ballgame to start the second quarter out there with Quickly, Abaji, Robinson, and Jacoby Walter. Chicago with White, Giddey, Williams, Smith, and Terry, as Jalen Smith and Dalen Terry into the ballgame for the first time for the Bulls. Again, Chicago leading by 3. They start with the ball as Williams gets down to the block, spins to the baseline, and Scotty Barnes held his ground and got a stop for the Raptors. Walter on the near side, trying to weave through traffic. Now goes back out on the perimeter to Quickly. Cross court, left to right, over to an open Ochai Abaji. Missed the triple, and the rebound goes to Josh Giddey. Raptors shooting just 2 of 9 from distance tonight. Terry to Giddey. Giddey at the far elbow, back out on the perimeter to White, over to Terry. Terry back over in the sideline to Giddey, back to Terry. Driving start on Quickly, into the lane, goes back out on the perimeter. Giddey, cross court, cut off by Walter, gets the steal. Raptors pick it up, ahead to Scotty Barnes, and down the floor with a 360, Scotty Barnes. Are you kidding me?
Well, that all started with the defense on the other end. Great job, and Jacoby Walter in the passing lane.
30-29, Raptors cut it to 1, and just like that, it's back up to 4. Seems like every time the Raptors get it to 1, the Bulls hit a triple. Chicago, 6 of 12 from distance tonight. 33-29, Raptors trailing. Barnes to Robinson, over on the wing far side to Quickly. Inside the arc, cross-court pass to a wide-open Walter. Instead drives, got his shot blocked, and a nice play there by Patrick Williams.
A little bit of confidence there.
And now weaving through traffic with a pretty scoop shot on the layup. Jalen Smith extends Chicago's lead to 6, their largest of the game.
Jacoby Walter hasn't been shooting the 3 well, and that was a great pass cross-court from Quickly, but he turned it down.
Barnes in the lane, turns, fires, fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line as that foul will come in on Dalen Terry.
Jacoby Walter, as I said, 1 for his last 7 when it comes to 3-point shooting. And on the year, he's under 30%. So, you know, I'd like to see the young man keep taking him. That was a good one to take. He was open. The pass was there. That's one where you pull the trigger.
Barnes knocks down the first free throw, second one no good. So the Raptors trailed by 5, 35-30. Toronto having issues at the line as a team tonight. Just 4 of 8 being outscored on the perimeter. 6-2 as well. So already a 12-point bulge on the perimeter for the Bulls. They lead by 5, now make it 7 as Giddey broke down the defense and then handed it off to Smith, who laid it in.
And keep those guys out of the paint. Forces your big guys to rotate. And tough to make the second rotation that close to the basket.
Quickly gives it to Barnes on the near side. Inside the arc, Barnes now trying to back his way down toward the block. Draws the double team. Out to Walter, to Abaji, over to Quickly, far sideline, sidestep, triple, good. Emmanuel Quickly has looked real clean tonight.
He has. And remember his first game back, he was really good.
37-33. 3 minutes gone by here, second quarter. Raptors trailing by 4. White out on that logo at center. Comes around a screen set by Smith. Draws in 2 defenders, kicks out to Smith. He keeps it himself, misses the 3 ball. And the ball is kept alive, though, by the Bulls. Giddey down Main Street with a 2-hand flush. He was found on the pass from Terry, and the Bulls made the Raptors pay.
Well, he had to dunk that because Scotty Barnes was coming over. If that leaves his hand any at all, it's going back the other way.
Barnes to Robinson. Just above the free throw line, back out to Scotty Barnes. Around the Robinson screen, now stops on the near side. Short on the jumper off the side of the rim. That one didn't look great there for Scotty. As it goes out of bounds, it'll be Chicago ball. 8:21 to go now here in the second quarter. Raptors trailing 39-33. Bulls have matched their largest lead of the game. Giddey across center, hands to White. White now driving on the near side, puts it on a tray, scoops it up, missed it, and the Raptors grab the rebound. Toronto dodged one right there. Quickly toward the far side. Now steps back, elevates over Giddey, buries the triple, dead eye, and the Raptors cut it to 3. Emmanuel Quickly up to 11 points. And Chicago gets the ball down the floor in a hurry. Terry is fouled at the tin by Robinson, and the Bulls are going to get a couple of free throws.
Quickly knows he's probably got about 3-4 minutes each quarter. And doing a number in his short time on the floor.
$7:50 to go here in the first half. 39-36, Chicago leading Toronto. Dalen Terry steps to the stripe and misses the first free throw. Dosunmu checks back into the ball game as Kobe White's going to sit down. Orlando Robinson out for the Raptors as Jakob Poeltl comes back in. Second free throw coming in mere moments. It's up and in for Terry. That's his first point of the game. Gives the Bulls a 4-point lead at 40-36. Mitchell. Over to Poeltl. Poeltl on the far side looking to give it up, and he does. Hands to Ochai, who steps into a triple on the far wing. Missed it, and high for the rebound is Josh Giddey. Raptors have 4 triples tonight. 3 of them have come from Emmanuel Quickly. Giddey to Williams. Cut off by Ochai, goes right to left, cross court over on the far sideline. The triple is up and in for Terry.
You've got to be closer on the weak side. There was no way Patrick Williams was getting by Abaji. Unnecessary help there, and that's what hurt the Raptors.
Raptors nearly lost the ball. They get it back towards center court. Now Davion Mitchell, almost said Donovan Mitchell. That would be quite the deal.
Sure would.
He was rumbled and bandied about a couple of years ago as a potential Raptor, but he was probably a potential just about every team in the league. Who wouldn't want his services? The All-Star for the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of 3 Cav All-Stars. With the All-Star game coming up in a few weeks. in San Francisco. Jacoby Walter triple. Looked pretty smooth on that one, Jonesy.
Yeah, it was good. He was shot again. Don't turn them down. When you get the opportunity and they're good shots, you got to take them. Your teammates are expecting you to.
Raptors cut it to 4. Triple in the far corner. No good for Terry. Raptors with the rebound. Ochai to the trailing Scotty Barnes. Straight away, Scotty still has it. Now getting into the painted area at the far elbow. He's cut off. Kicks it back out to Davion. Back over to Barnes. Law pass on the block. Far side. It's Jakob Poeltl. A quadruple team. He gives up the ball, but the Raptors keep it alive. Barnes out to Davion. Heaves it at the buzzer. Bucket is good. He beat the shot clock over Josh Giddey, and the Raptors cut the Bulls' lead to 1.
Well, the pass was right where it had to be. The pass always helps the shot.
43-42. Another block for Poeltl, but the Raptors unfortunately can't keep it in bounds. It'll be Chicago ball with 12 on the shot clock and 6:03 to go in the quarter. We're going to take the timeout. With the Raptors trailing 43-42, it's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
We are gathered here today to celebrate life's big milestones. Do you promise to stand together through home purchases, auto upgrades, and surprise dents and dings?
We do.
To embrace life's big moments for any adorable co-drivers down the road?
We do.
Then, with the caring support of Desjardins Insurance, I pronounce you covered for home, auto, and flexible life insurance.
For life's big milestones, get insurance that's really big on care at Desjardins.com/care.
How to fix broken furnace. What's a heat exchanger?
You might not know how to fix a furnace, but we do. We're Reliance Home Comfort, here to take your call 24/7. And if you need a new furnace, ask us about our next day or we pay installation guarantee. Plus, right now, save 20% during the Reliance team member pricing event, where you pay what we pay. So if you need help now,
Call on Reliance.
Conditions apply. See website for details.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 6:03 to go in the second quarter. Raptors have cut it to 1 at 43-42. And the Bulls seeing their 7-point lead shrinking right now, Jonesy, as Toronto seems to have gotten that energy back that they had to start this ball game.
Well, it's one of those games where you hope Toronto's learned, because if this is going to be another close ball game, another clutch game inside 5 points, 5 minutes to go, you hope that the Raptors have learned and can rest on some of the experience and pull this one out.
Everybody breaking free from their respective huddles. R.J. Barrett, Davion Mitchell, Jacoby Walter, Grady Dick, Jakob Poeltl, with Josh Giddey in the near corner. Inbounding right by the Raptor bench. Giddey, bounce pass to a cutting Dosunmu. Kicks out on the perimeter to Smith. To Terry, up top to Dosunmu. To Giddey on the wing near side. Giddey now driving on Poeltl, goes back out to Dosunmu. Up fake on Grady. Far sideline, out of bounds. Shot clock violation, and the Raptors defense holds and keeps Chicago off the board, and now a chance to grab the lead.
Well, keep your man in front of you. That way nobody has to rotate or step into a passing lane or try to help. And then get wide, get long, get in your ego stance, and make deflections.
Mitchell cut off on the near side, goes to the free throw line to Poeltl. Poeltl quarterbacking, now hands off to Jacoby Walter, turning the corner into the paint. Tried to get to the 10. Left-hand scoop is blocked from behind by Josh Giddey. Raptors keep the ball on the baseline. They will inbound with 9 on the shot clock. Raptors again trailing by one. It's 43-42. Davion Mitchell to inbound. Terry's in front of him. He lobs it in on the sideline to Pirtle. In fact, it sails over Pirtle's head out of bounds, and the Raptors with a turnover. Wow. Darko Rajakovic is saying right now that he felt that Pirtle was held, and hence the reason he couldn't get to the ball. The officials aren't buying it as the Raptors turn it over and give Chicago the ball. That wipes out a possession that could have given the Raptors the lead. Dosunmu, great job there by Grady Dick to keep him away from getting to the 10. He hands off now to Terry. Cross court over to Smith. The goggled look on a three, and he buries it to push the lead back to 4.
You got to be aware. I mean, he's made one, and you've got to be close enough to make him put it on the floor out there.
Mitchell to a cutting Pirtle. Layup is good. Jakob used his frame and went right into the body of Smith. Raptors trailing by 2. It's 46-44, and it's back up to 4 on a baseline dunk. Nice drive there by Terry to flush it down.
Weak side help, just a little late from Grady.
Grady Dick weaving through traffic, got to the 10, but then a wild shot as he was kind of falling to the floor, and he coughs it up. Bulls pick it up. They had numbers. Smith 3-ball, no good. Rebound to R.J. Barrett.
Good challenge that time by Pirtle on Jalen Smith.
Pirtle now gets the pass from Barrett. Wow. Under the 10, kicks into the corner. Good look for a 3. No good for Jacoby Walter.
What a catch by Pirtle in traffic.
Now weaving through everybody, getting to the 10. Josh Giddey couldn't come up with it. And a decent contest there by Grady Dick. Here come the Raptors. Barrett down low to Pirtle. Too high, and Yak couldn't get it. Goes out of bounds into the baseline, into the hands of the superfan. Raptor turnover, Chicago ball.
Raptors need to be a little bit more patient offensively. They seem to be moving the ball, and they need one more. You know, Grady's last drive was one that he took on 4 guys. And here we go with that in-the-box explanation again.
Selective enforcement.
I hate it. Absolutely hate it.
Chicago advancing across center with Josh Giddey. And what are we talking about? Emmanuel Quickie was there, but allegedly a little too late, and the officials wouldn't let him in, so he'll come in at the next whistle as we tick under 4 minutes to go in this first half. Jumper, Patrick Williams above the far elbow, got it to go. And now Chicago is stretching that lead out again. They've got it up to 6 at 50-44. Barrett bounces the pass above the near elbow to Pirtle, hands off to Grady Dick. Grady turns, fires, jumper no good, near side, about a 14-15 footer. Grady tonight, 3 points on 1 of 5 shooting. Giddey over to Buzelis, and he stepped out of bounds on the near sideline. He was right in front of the Raptor bench, but when he went to put the ball on the floor, his back foot hit the sideline. That's a turnover for Chicago. Raptors get the ball back, trailing by 6. That's the 5th turnover of the game for Chicago. Raptors only 2, Jones, but they've coughed up more points off turnovers.
They've done a good job looking after ball, being better with it in this win streak.
Grady Dick near corner in front of the Bulls bench, missed a pretty good look at a 3. Raptors couldn't get to the rebound, and Buzelis brings it across far sideline. Hands it to Vucevic. To Lonzo Ball. Barrett right on Ball. Ball hands it now to Vooch. Over to Buzelis, far sideline, back to Vucevic, back to Ball. Deep one, far wing. Triple no good. Not a great shot for Lonzo Ball. Raptors ahead to Barrett, driving to the 10, and a great job there by Ball to get back and block the shot of Barrett, who goes down in a heap on the baseline. And is there a foul? I don't believe there is. It's just going to be off Chicago. It'll be Raptor ball after the timeout.
You might have heard me saying, Vucevic looked like somebody who was doing a little bit of shuffle. He was protecting himself, setting a screen, and he kept moving his feet.
.53 to go in the first half with the Raptors trailing 50-44. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050wraps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
I don't want to say I'm a big deal, but I am a superhero. I love helping people consolidate their debts, and that's what I did for the Smiths. I took their bills and zoom, wha-bam, zap, turn them into one low monthly payment. No, the sound's not necessary, but it's part of the fun.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
When you get City TV Plus, you get thousands of hours of TV content from Bobby Flay, Andy Cohen, Guy Fieri, Drew and Jonathan Scott, Chip and Joanna Gaines, Donnie Wahlberg, Captain Sandy, and more. Yeah! All from TV's biggest networks: City TV, HGTV, Bravo, Food Network, Discovery, FX, and more. Big names and big titles. It's all your favorites in one place.
Anything can happen.
Nothing else stacks up. City TV Plus. Start your free trial today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 2:53 to go until half. Raptors trailing the Bulls 50-44. Jonesy, the Raptors keep knocking it down to 1 or 2, but then keep allowing the Bulls to stretch it back to 5 or 6.
Chicago shot the ball well after the initial stages of the first quarter. Raptors really need to do a better job defensively. They had been pretty locked in this win streak. Let's see if they can muscle up and get it back a little bit.
Raptors inbound quickly in the near corner. Inside the arc, buries the frozen rope jumper from 16 feet. He has played so well tonight in his return to the lineup. Ball for Chicago. Cut off down the block, far side. Goes back out on the perimeter to Buzelis over to Vucevic at the logo. Vuce quarterbacking from up high. Hands off now on the perimeter to Patrick Williams. Elevates into a jumper over Barnes straight away. Standing rebound to Pirtle. Hands it off to Quickly. Across center comes Emmanuel.
Great contest by Scotty on that last play.
Barnes attracts the double team. Kicks out to Quickly. Quickly back over to Barnes in front of the Chicago bench. Barnes now looking to go at Buzelis. Backing down Buzelis. Flops. Scotty turns, fires, misses the jumper.
Well, smart play by Scotty. He called Quickly over to get the switch and then go at Buzelis.
Raptors trailing 50-46. Kobe White backs out towards center. Now on the far side at the elbow, drops it to Vooch. Down on the block, far side, it's Patrick Williams. Williams turns, fires. One-hander over Scotty. Wouldn't go. Rebound to R.J. Barrett. R.J. across center. Drops it to Barnes. Far corner to Pirtle. Up top to Quickly, but he wasn't reading the same page. It's a turnover as White got to the tin, but quickly got back, and made a great defensive play. Ahead to Barnes, lost the handle, but fouled, and a late whistle comes in, and Scotty rolls an ankle and is down in a heap at the free throw line, holding on to his left foot.
Late whistle, but correct one. There was a lot of contact.
Now Scotty reaching down to tie that shoe a little bit tighter to keep that swelling down. He stepped, I believe, on the back of the heel or the side of the foot of Lonzo Ball.
Yeah,
and that's what made him roll that ankle. And
their
he's feeling
feet
it right
came
now.
down at the same time. And
he's really limping right now.
Scotty's foot didn't have any give.
We'll keep an eye on this as we approach halftime and see how the training staff deals with this during the halftime break. With 1:20 to go now until that break. Raptors trailing by 4. Grady Dick driving into the paint. And another one as he's falling to the baseline, kind of wild, threw it up at the tin and missed badly.
I think Grady's playing at a speed he's not consistent with right now.
1 of 7 tonight from Grady Dick, and a triple is good. Far sideline for Dosunmu. increases the lead to 7 for Chicago. Quickly on the near side, hands off to Barrett. Bounces a pass to Pirtle. Pirtle inside the arc, lobs it over to Scotty Barnes. Scotty attracting the double team, goes down low right under the 10 to Yak, returns, fires, and gets the scoop off glass and in.
Pirtle, his old reliable self down there. Good when he gets a touch.
White across center. Dribbling behind the back twice to get away from Quickly. Gets to the free throw line. Fires out to Buzelis. On the wing far side. Missed the triple. Hit the back rim. Rebound. Tracked down by RJ. Barrett across center. Driving to the 10. Keeps it himself. Through traffic. Splits defender. Layup is good. Raptors cut it to 3.
Nice job by RJ. Putting his shoulder down. Expecting there's going to be contact. Raptors with a foul to give.
With 14 seconds left for the Bulls. Approaching halftime. We'll see if Barrett takes it right here. And now they call it on Scotty Barnes away from the ball, allegedly hitting Vucevic. Come on. Either way, at least it's not going to hurt the Raptors. That's going to be the first foul on Scotty Barnes. Chicago will inbound with 9.2 left in this first half. Patrick Williams to do the honors.
If you're Toronto now, you pressure like crazy.
They get it into Vucevic. Vucevic trying to drive on Pirtle. Yak holds his ground. Vuce with an up and under, laid it in. Fantastic move there by the vet. Raptors with 2 seconds. They get it in. Barnes at half the heave. Good if it goes. Hit the rim. Almost went down. And the Raptors head into the break trailing by 5.
Yeah, Raptors saw their offense sag a little bit. And it's just a matter of making some shots. They've had some good looks that have not got down. Barrett 4 of 11, Scotty 3 of 8, Grady 1 of 7. They've had some good looks, and they got to start knocking down in the second half.
Chicago leading 55-50. Daniele Franceschi coming up with the halftime show. Then Jonesy and I return for second half action with, again, Toronto down 5. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Mary, who stands 5 inches away from her 55-inch flat-screen TV and yells at it even though she knows no one on the TV can hear a word she's saying. Is it effective? There's no evidence. Do we support her? Yeah. Screaming at the TV for all 4 quarters. That's how Mary fans. And we're fans of Mary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Golf Town's annual Re-Grip event is back. Get 40% off golf grips from top brands like Golf Pride, Superstroke, Lambkin, and more. Get golf ready and save today at one of Golf Town's 48 locations or golftown.com. While supplies last, some exclusions apply.
PC Optimum More Days are here at your independent grocer. Plus, get a whole chicken for $1.99 a pound and pork back ribs for $3.99 a pound. Hurry, offers end Wednesday. Conditions apply. See flyer for details.
Nobody likes January, so limber up and get on down to St. Louis Bar and Grill for all-you-can-eat boneless chicken for only $19.99. When your great Uncle Leo sent you that card with a 20 in it, you may have been wondering, what am I going to do with $20? Well, sport, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to eat a lot of chicken. Ooh-wee. Because for a limited time, there's also no tax. For just $19.99, you can go to town on all the boneless you can handle.
All you can eat boneless for only $19.99. Only at St. Louis Bar and Grill. Dine it only. You are welcome.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Giddy, cross-court, cut off by Walter, gets the steal. Raptors pick it up, ahead to Scotty Barnes, and down the floor with a 360, Scotty Barnes. Are you kidding me?
Yes, indeed. That was pretty sweet, wasn't it? Scotty Barnes, 360 jam in transition with some help from Jacoby Walter, picking off a pass And then, of course, outletting ahead for Scotty B to take center stage. Raptors, though, trailing here at the halftime break, 55-50. The Bulls in front on a Friday night at Scotiabank Arena. Welcome into our Raptors halftime show, brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game in the new CR-V Touring Hybrid. Daniele Franceschi with you. Yes, indeed. Raptors riding a 5-game winning streak, looking to make it 6 tonight, but they do trail by 5 as they head into the halftime locker room. They haven't held a lead at the end of either quarter tonight. So in quarter one, trailing by 3 after the opening 12 minutes, and now heading into the halftime break, down by 5. Competitive back and forth affair. The big news, of course, entering the ballgame tonight, Emmanuel Quickley, IQ, back in the fold after missing 6 games with his latest ailment. This one, a hip issue. We all remember he missed 22 contests earlier in the year, that with a UCL injury. So far for IQ, as we take a look at our halftime stats, 13 points to lead the way for the Raptors. Talk about instant offense. Man, oh man, can quickly get it going and create his own shot. He is unbelievable in terms of his shot creation ability. 13 points on 5 of 6 shooting, including 3 of 4 from three-point land to go along with a couple rebounds. RJ Barrett also in double figures with 10 points and 6 rebounds. And Scotty Barnes, who you heard lead into our halftime show, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists at the break. As for the Chicago Bulls, Nikola Vucevic, one of my favorite offensively gifted bigs in basketball. Boy, does he give you nothing on the other end, though. But he's got 14 points to go along with 7 rebounds for Chicago in the opening half, leading the charge for this Bulls squad. Jalen Smith, quite the impact off the bench, 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting as the Bulls hold a 5-point advantage here at halftime. We're going to step away for a few moments. When we come back, we'll take a peek at what's going on around the NBA. We'll also fill you in on a trade that happened in the National Hockey League just a couple hours ago. Quite the blockbuster. Of course, we all know the hoopla, the drama that's been going on in Vancouver. Well, guess what? There's been a resolution. You're listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and sportsnet.ca.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
It was a rainy day in Pizzaville when we realised that our extra-large pizza is 2 whole inches longer than the so-called extra-large from the big pizza conglomerates. How do they even call theirs extra-large when Pizzaville gives you 18 whopping inches, steaming hot? Because, let's be honest, who wouldn't want 2 more inches?
Pizzaville Stone-Baked Pizza. Fiercely Canadian. Authentically Italian.
This February on Sportsnet, Best on Best International Hockey is back.
We've been waiting for this.
It's the Four Nations Face-Off.
And here we go.
Canada's biggest stars.
Connor McDavid. Sidney Crosby.
Take on Finland.
Alexander Barkov.
Sweden.
William Nylander.
And USA.
Austin Matthews.
National pride is on the line. For country, for glory. Four Nations Face-Off, February 12th to 20th. Watch on Sportsnet or stream on Sportsnet Plus.
Desjardins Insurance cares a lot about their clients. In fact, it's packed with such a ginormous amount of vast and substantial care that's bursting with even more whoppingly humongous and colossal care. You might be a little surprised when we tell you that all of that care fits in the palm of your hand. With the Desjardins Insurance mobile app, you'll get a big hand with 24/7 paper-free access to all of your home and auto policies, including your digital pink slip. Get insurance that's really big on care at Desjardins.com/care.
Ah, the sounds of your happy place. Ditch the everyday chaos and chill to the sounds of Cuba. There's no better way to experience the island than alongside Self Vacations and Hola Sun, the Cuba specialist. Enjoy great rates with easy payments, starting as low as $75 a month with $0 down. Lock in your Cuba deal now and pay later. Monthly payment applicants are subject to approval by FlexPay. See website for details. Contact your local travel expert or visit
SelfVacations.com. This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back inside Scotiabank Arena here on a Friday night in the 6th. The Raptors trailing the Bulls 55-50 at the half. A 5-game winning streak hanging in the balance for the Raptors, who all of a sudden entering play tonight, 4.5 games back of the second play-in spot in the Eastern Conference. Not out of the realm of possibility whatsoever. Daniele Franceschi with you here for a few more moments. Down at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones will have the call of second half action as the Raps look to keep their winning streak alive. Let's take a spin around the National Basketball Association and fill you in on what's happening elsewhere tonight. 7 games on the docket in the NBA tonight, 6 currently on the go. Why don't we take you out to Charlotte, where the Clippers have a 6-point advantage over the Hornets. The Clippers, of course, will be in town on Sunday. We'll see if Kawhi Leonard might suit up for that one. The Pistons, a 10-point lead over the Dallas Mavericks. That one in the second half down in the Motor City. And the Denver Nuggets currently leading the Philadelphia 76ers, who have been kind of getting hot recently. They've won 4 straight. That one tight late in the first half. And then, of course, our late game tonight, the Suns and the Warriors. That'll round out our Friday slate tip-off at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And I mentioned there was a big trade in the NHL earlier tonight. That, of course, involving JT Miller, the Vancouver Canucks, and the New York Rangers. Miller headed to New York. He is now reunited once more with the Rangers, going back to the Big Apple, and he is headed there. The main piece coming back the other way for Vancouver is Filip Chytil. Also of note, there is no salary retention involved for Vancouver. So that entire disastrous situation and all the rumored feud between JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, it comes to a head tonight with Miller moving on and being dealt to the New York Rangers. I did want to mention this before we go and we send you off to the second half with Eric Smith and Paul Jones. Of note, obviously, Emmanuel quickly back tonight. Kelly Olynyk also available. He has missed the last 3 games. We haven't seen Olynyk get any court time so far tonight. Chris Boucher also seemingly removed from the rotation. In his place, it's been Jacoby Walter getting those minutes as the last guy in off the bench. So something to continue to monitor here. Boucher, certainly a guy with plenty of trade interest ahead of the deadline next Thursday. He has been playing terrific basketball, but he has not been in the rotation here thus far tonight. And even paying attention to the Raptors bench, he's been seated right at the end of the bench. Looks kind of a little bit disappointed, and you can understand why. He's been playing some really good basketball, and the opportunity, once again, taken away from him to be in this Raptors rotation. Nevertheless, Toronto looking to make it 6 straight as they trail by 5 here at halftime. We're going to turn things over to Eric Smith and Paul George. They will have Paul Jones. Hey, JR, wouldn't it be cool if we had PG here? Jonesy, and of course Eric Smith. They will be on the call. Second half coming your way in just a few moments' time. I'll be back after the ball game. We'll break everything down, and of course look ahead to the NBA trade deadline, which is now less than a week away. Enjoy the second half. You've been listening to our Raptors halftime show, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and sportsnet.ca.
Going on vacation? Spending money in another currency? From dollars to dong, pounds to pesos. If you're still using major banks, you could be getting ripped off. Instead, use Wise and save up to 3 times compared to major banks when you spend money in another currency. Download the Wise app today. Wise, the app for doing things in other currencies. Terms and conditions apply.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Scott McGilvery here. Noise from surrounding units can be an issue when it comes to condos. That's why I use DMX One Step 2.0. Its high sound rating ensures your floors are quiet and comfortable. DMX One Step 2.0 can be laid under most types of flooring, and it couldn't be easier to use. Installation requires no carpentry tools, and it's a breeze when it comes to cutting around kitchen cabinets. DMX One Step 2.0. No mold, no cold. Find it at Home Depot and Rona.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today, and your car can be gone tomorrow.
It's Jumpstart January at Aaronwood Ford. F-150s just $135 a week. Mavericks $83. Escapes just $92 a week. Basically all the cars you want to drive in 2025. And with our Jumpstart January prices, buying's easier than hitting snooze on a Monday morning. Don't pay more at some other Ford store. Start the year right in the car you want at a price you'll love. And remember, we'll buy your car even if you don't buy ours. Find it all at aaronwoodford.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the second half, and the Raptors trail by 5, 55-50. Jonesy, you noted it when we were heading to break and getting set to hand it off for the halftime show. Raptors have had a couple of guys struggling, and I would say one especially in Grady Dick, just 1 of 7 in that first half. Emmanuel quickly leading the way with 13 points on 5 of 6 shooting, top scorer in the ball game. Nikola Vucevic with 14 for the Bulls, but the Raptors, I feel at least, I don't know how you feel, need to dig in on the defensive end a little bit more.
Yeah, they've been good defensively and in this streak, and right now, so we start with a block by Pirtle right on cue.
There we go.
Chicago's had some pretty good looks.
5th block of the game for Pirtle, but the Raptors can't convert on the other end as Scotty misses the layup, and here come the Bulls saving it in the far corner. Ball goes up top to Vooch. In the corner to White for 3. Rattled 2 rims, no good. Scotty with the rebound. Across center comes Barnes. Crosses up ball. Keeps it himself down low to Pirtle. Through his hands into the corner to Grady. To quickly to a wide open Barrett. Bucket is good, and Darko loved the extra pass from Quickly.
Well, Quickly, a guy who's hot, and you could see him taking it, but he made the right play, and RJ locked and loaded, shot ready to knock it out.
Raptors trailed by 2. Giddy in the lane, far corner, gives it up to Dosumu along the baseline. Coming under the tin, goes up top to a wide open Kobe White 3-ball. Gets it right back. Chicago leads by 5.
Yeah, the penetration on the baseline had Toronto all bent out of shape.
58-53, driving baseline near side, quickly fouled by Giddy, and it's going to be 2 free throws coming for Emmanuel Quickly. What a difference he makes for the Raptors when he's out there on the floor. We haven't had a chance to see Barbecue very much this year. BBQ, no. Barnes, Barrett, Quickly
and playing in. Finally hitting double figures in terms of games played. But you're right, he makes a huge difference pushing the ball. He's another offensive threat, and although he's your point guard, he can also play off the ball. He's not a guy that necessarily needs the ball.
Missed the first free throw with the Raptors as a team just 4 of 9. Second free throw coming for Quickly. And that one is up and clean. Raptors trail 58-54. Ball on the perimeter. Grady trying to stay with him. Ball kicks it out to Giddy on the wing near side, missing the 3-ball down low. Rebound to Barrett. Raptors get the stop. Across center comes RJ. Bounce pass in the paint to Barnes. Dangerous pass. And now Scotty just turned it over as he was looking for Pirtle. Kobe White out to Josh Giddy on the baseline. Driving, cut off by Barrett. Now they're going to call RJ for a little bit too much contact. I don't know about that one.
Really good defense. Great closeout by RJ. Forced Giddy to put it on the floor. Was with him the whole way.
Dosumu Up and under, missing on the reverse. Pirtle was right there for the contest, and the Raptors grabbed the loose ball, pick it up. Barrett ahead to Barnes, went for the long alley-oop from basically center court, and it sails off the fingertips of Barnes onto the baseline. Turnover, Toronto.
Not a bad idea, just execution lacking.
58-54. Kobe White in the lane, draws in defenders, kicks to Giddey, near corner, missed the triple. Nice box out down low by Pirtle on Vooch. Rebound to Quickly, he brings it across center. Quickly goes around the Pirtle screen, gets to the free throw line at the near elbow, turns, fires, jumper, no good. Completely undressed Giddey on a bit of an up fake, but then couldn't bury the jumper. Raptors 1 of 3 this quarter, Bulls 1 of 6, and they just turned it over.
We always talk about turnovers being a key, Eric. Raptors only have 5 tonight, which is pretty good. Again, they get that under control.
Shooting just 41% though, 21 of 51 from the floor. Bulls at 42%. Raptors doing a better job as this game's gone on in terms of their three-point shooting. It's crept up a little bit closer to Chicago. Backdoor baseline alley-oop. The lob from Pirtle, the flush from Scotty.
Yeah, Raptors ran the flex cut, and they ran it wide, way out near the corner.
Lonzo driving, got a step on Barnes, but a nice recovery as Scotty contested, ball missed. Raptors pick up the ball, a chance to tie along the baseline comes Quickly. Maybe they could grab the lead with a 3. Quickly over to Barnes, back out to Emmanuel Quickly, far wing 3 ball, back rim, no good. Rebound to the Bulls. Again, the Raptors fail to tie this game.
Good basketball, though. They get it into Scotty. Alarm bells go off, double down, and Quickly had a great look.
Far corner, Giddey, 3 ball, good. And again, the Bulls bend but don't break and extend their lead back to 5. 61-56, 8:35 to go here in the third. Pirtle with Vucevic in front of him. Shot clock down to 9. It's in the near corner to Barrett. Barrett to Barnes on the baseline, near side. He turns, fires over Lonzo, and gets the bucket to good, and he turns and says, come on, man, you can't guard me.
I'd like to see him get a little bit deeper on it, but still, pretty good job on the turnaround.
Raptors don't get back quick enough, though, as the Bulls push the pace. Kobe White gets to the rim, missed the shot on a scoop shot layup. It rolled off the rim, but he's going to get 2 free throws as now R.J. Barrett pulls the troops together, trying to rally his team, saying, let's go, man. We got to pick this up. With the Raptors trailing by 3 in search of their 6th straight victory, but they're on the wrong end right now, down 61-58. It could be more as White with the free throws knocks down the first one to extend the lead to 4. Quickly now checks out of the game, again on a minute restriction tonight. Davion Mitchell comes in off the bench. Mitchell, 6 points and an assist in 12 minutes in the first half. This is the first time we're seeing him in the second half. Knocks down the next one. White does, so it's a 5-point lead for Chicago. At 63-58. Pirtle to Barnes on the block. Leans in on Lonzo, dunks it down. Lonzo Ball cannot guard Scotty Barnes.
And I love the fact that the Raptors have recognized that and keep going to that matchup.
White dips behind a Vooch screen, fires the pass over to Dosunmu, near sideline, missed the triple, rebound to the Raptors. A 3-ball could tie it, or again, they could cut it to 1. Barnes driving down toward the block, backdoor baseline dunk, one-hand flush, Grady Dick, timeout Bulls.
Scotty is the focal point of the wheel right now offensively. You're right. Lonzo Ball can't guard him, and every time Scotty gets close to the paint with Ball on him, the Bulls have to make some sort of adjustment. Be interesting to see if Billy Donovan changes the matchup, goes to a zone. He's got to do something because the Raptors are dictating when Scotty has the ball.
63-62. The Raptors have cut the Bulls' lead to 1 with 7:37 to go in the third quarter. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050wraps.com for your tickets today.
Orthotics.
Footwear.
Orthotics.
Footwear.
Guys, enough. Kintec are experts in orthotics and footwear. It's what sets them apart. By tailoring orthotics to your shoes and shoes to your orthotics, you get comfort and support designed just for you.
Oh, so it's orthotics and footwear working together.
Like peanut butter and jelly.
You got it.
Or sushi and milk.
Is that a thing?
PB&J.
Sushi and milk.
Oh, boy.
Hey, basketball fans. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight here on Toronto Sports Insider while we listen to the Raptors take on whoever they're taking on tonight. We really appreciate you being here, hanging out with us, chatting it up, cheering on We the North. We need all the help we can get this season. It has not been a good season so far. Please share this link out as well. We're trying to build a community of Raptors fans here. We got it with the Leafs. We've got it with the Blue Jays too, but it doesn't help when the team isn't doing so hot. But hey, we're working on it. Raptors are working on it. We'll see you back in the chat. Go, We the North, go. Thank you for being here and hitting that like button.
To Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Thanks for tuning in on a Friday night right here on the Sportsnet Radio Network. A good one between the Bulls and Raptors. As Chicago is kind of, I'm going to say held control, but not necessarily been in control. They've held the lead. They've held the Raptors away from overtaking the lead, but they've never led by more than 7 in this game. Raptors had an early 5-point lead. Chicago wrestled it away by the end of the first quarter and then kind of held Toronto in check for most of the second quarter, but now the Raptors trying to punch back again here in the third.
Chicago 2 of 9 in this quarter. The Raptors 5 of 8. There's the defense we looked at for Toronto.
And we're going the other way.
One a game. At least one a game. Davion Mitchell gets that way by, as we teach kids, when you're being screened, get close to the guy, close the gap, belly up, get skinny, pull your hips up, and get between the ball handler and the screener. Now, if the screener wants to get a piece of you, he's going to have to move. Davion Mitchell gets that call at least, I would say, once a game.
I want to ask you more about that in a second, Jonesy, with Barrett over on the far side, bouncing a pass to Pirtle, back to a cutting Barrett. Tough catch as he came down with his back to the basket, caught it, turned, fired off glass and in, and the Raptors lead by 1.
Really tough catch. Interesting, it was Buzelis guarding Barnes on that trip.
Chicago has copped up the 7-point lead. We'll see what the Raptors can do. Deep triple, Kobe White rips the lead right back into the hands of the Raptors. And a quick timeout from Darko, and he is given an earful right now to the youngster Grady Dick.
Well, you can't make those mistakes. Like, Kobe White is a bona fide three-point shooter. The guy shoots 36%. I mean, he's not going to kind of blow it up percent-wise, but he's a guy that'll take that shot. You got to know your personnel.
Chicago back on top, 66-64. With 6:58 to go in the third on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
At BDC, we know being an entrepreneur means always being ready to take on challenges and seize opportunities. Get up to $100,000 with our small business loan to make your projects a reality. Simple, quick, and with no application fees, the BDC online loan offers you flexibility to protect your cash flow with favorable repayment terms. Apply now at bdc.ca/online loan. Certain conditions apply. BDC, financing, advising, know-how.
With the confidence and freedom of all-wheel drive, a turbocharged engine, and tons of cargo space, the 2025 Honda CR-V was made for winter adventures. But with heated front seats, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a cozy interior, you may want to stay in its comforts a little bit longer. Lease the CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $105 weekly at 3.49% APR for 60 months with $3,500 down. OAC conditions apply. Includes $1,500 lease bonus. See HondaOntario.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 66-64. Chicago leading the Raptors by 2 as we approach the midway point of this third frame. Grady Dick back out on the floor after getting the lashing from his coach. A teaching moment for the youngster. We'll see if the message gets through. He's out there with Pirtle, Barrett, Barnes, and Davion Mitchell. Mitchell brings it up across center. Fires a pass over to Barrett on the wing near side. Barrett holding the ball above his head now, bounces one on the block. To Pirtle to Barnes. Barnes turns with a left-hand finish, no good. Guided back into the tin, nope. Pirtle thought he had it. It rolled off the rim and Chicago picks up the loose ball. Raptors blew a chance there to tie the game. Chicago now looking to extend its lead. In the far corner, Dosunmu. Getting away from contact, goes up top to Giddey. Back over to Vooch on the far side. Just below the far elbow. Back out on the perimeter to Giddey. Got a step on Pirtle. Into the lane to Buzelis. Buzelis driving toward the block. Floater up and in. 4-point lead for the Bulls.
Tough shot. Davion Mitchell was in position to take 2 charges, and Chicago avoided.
Barnes driving on the baseline. Got by 2 defenders. Missed the layup. Wanted a call, didn't get it. The officials weren't buying it as now Giddey turns, fires off glass over Mitchell, and Chicago very quickly extends the lead to 6. Barnes has been to the free throw line once tonight. Well, 2 free throws, but 1 appearance. Barrett at the right block, fouled. It's going to go against Dosunmu.
Has the nerve to contest the call. He was leaning on him, holding him. I like RJ taking advantage of that.
And now we'll see if RJ can take advantage of the free throws. Raptors as a team just 5 of 10. Now 5 of 11 as RJ misses another. If there's one part of his game where he struggles, it's at the stripe, as Jonesy noted earlier, coming into the ballgame shooting just 66% on the season. He has played very well again tonight, leading the team in scoring with 15. He's got 6 rebounds, a couple of assists, and now he went 0 for 2 at the stripe, but Grady comes flying in to grab the rebound, keep the possession alive. Fantastic job by Dick on that one. Driving baseline up and under, reverse layup is good. R.J. Barrett up to 17.
Dig in, get some stops now. If you're Toronto, you're kind of hanging around here.
Trailing by 4. Giddey over the shoulder, out to Vooch on the perimeter, missed the 3. Giddey flies in to tap it out. Second chance opportunity for the Bulls. Driving down Main Street, Vooch, and it's going to be a block.
Yep.
They're going to say that RJ was just below that line.
Almost got there. Certainly put his body on the line, saw Vooch coming.
Well, the left heel was just touching the line.
He gave ground. He backed up just a hair. He had established position outside.
So Vucevic at the line with 14 points, 7 boards, free throw up and clean. Give him 15, pushes the lead to 5 for the Bulls. 5:18 to go, third quarter. Second free throw coming. It's up and in. Chicago pushes the lead back to 6. 72-66, 5:15 to go in the third. Toward the far sideline, Mitchell brings it across center, hands it off to Grady Dick up top. To Pirtle to Barrett. RJ, a little stop and go, gets to the free throw line, fires back out to Mitchell. Step back, triple, no good, and nobody down low for the Raptors, all Chicago on the glass. A bucket here, a 2 or a 3 would be Chicago's largest lead of the game. Vucevic hands it to Giddey. Giddy dips behind the boot screen, now goes in the near corner. Buzelis' three ball is good. 9-point Chicago advantage, largest lead of the game.
That's a big shot by Buzelis.
Barrett over to Pirtle, above the near elbow. Hands it off to Davion Mitchell. Driving, weaving, got to the 10, missed on the reverse layup.
That's a great shot. I mean, he just blew right by Giddy, just missing the finish.
Vooch on the mismatch against Mitchell, fires out on the perimeter to Giddy, to Williams, over to Buzelis in the near corner. Dosumu trying to get free from Grady Dick. Now gets into the paint, goes out to Vucevic, who took his eyes off it for 1 second, and it bobbles out of bounds as the Raptors will get it off the Chicago turnover.
He's coming out of the game, but better defense that time by Grady. Did a nice job staying in front of his man.
Grady checks out, 5 points, couple of rebounds, 2 of 8 from the floor, 0 of 3 from distance. Bruce Brown now in for Grady as Barrett finds Brown at the free throw line, cut off. Pirtle, far elbow. Pirtle holding the ball, little show and go on Vooch. Scoops it high off glass and in. Nice drive and finish from Jakob Pirtle.
Pirtle's got those sneaky finishes. Put the ball on the floor really well that time.
Vucevic bringing Pirtle left, backing down toward the block, now turning, firing on the fade, no good. Barrett with the rebound, his 7th. Raptors down 7. Could use a bucket right here. Chop into that 9-point Bulls lead. It's down at 7 right now. On the near side, Pirtle. Over to Barrett. Barrett back to Pirtle in the lane. The one-hand push shot rolls off the rim, no good. Rebound to Chicago.
Normally money.
Josh Giddey advances. Hands it to Vooch. Back over to Buzelis. Behind the back dribble, gets to the baseline, and he tried to go up and under. He's hammered down at the 10. He goes down in a heap, and it's going to be a foul on Jakob Pirtle. That'll be the 3rd on Yak. As Toronto trails by 7. Jonesy, I understand it's a numbers game. I understand that there are decisions to be made, especially now that the Raptors have gotten a whole lot healthier. But a guy who has been outstanding for the Raptors over the last few weeks, and certainly a big part of major chunks of this winning streak, Chris Boucher has not played a single minute tonight.
Yeah, I don't understand what the rotation's like. And we see Chris down there standing up, still smiling, urging his teammates on.
Not meant as second guessing by any means, but you think when the Bulls go with this type of a lineup, even when you've got Giddey and Williams and Buzelis and Smith on the floor, with Vooch out, sort of longer athletic players for Chicago, that would play right into a Chris Boucher mold, wouldn't it?
You would think.
Chicago pushes the lead back up to 9 after the free throws were good for Buzelis. 77-68 as we tick under 3 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Barnes on the near side, spinning toward the right block, turns, fires, misses over Smith, rebound to the Bulls. Chicago could go up double figures right here. Lonzo across center, stops on a dime, straightaway 3-ball, good. Bulls lead by 12.
It's a big possession. Scotty did have a good look that he couldn't get down.
And the Raptors just turned it over, a sloppy one at the top of the arc. I'm not sure what happened there.
You got to value the ball. When you're down and the other team's pulling away, you've got to have a possession where you run something that is one of your money plays and you end up with a score. You can't slip and slide and then try to start making high-risk plays. It's not the time for it.
Williams knocks down the free throw for the Bulls. 2:32 to go in the quarter. Raptors suddenly down 13. Chicago has controlled this 3rd frame. Second free throw rattles and pops out for Williams. So 1 of 2 at the stripe. Raptors down 13. Barnes with 13 points in the ball game bounces it over to Brown on the wing far side. Around a Robinson screen, gets to the free throw line. trying to shake Smith on the dribble. Now goes down on the block to Robinson. Leans in, hammered from behind. No call, but it goes out of bounds off Chicago. It'll be Raptor ball with 6 on the shot clock.
I like Bruce Brown's patience there. Right? I talked about Money not taking a bad shot.
Toronto inbounding to Walter down on the right block, and he is also hammered by Lonzo Ball. A couple of up fakes from Walter. He's trying to be patient down there.
Yeah.
He's going to get a couple of free throws.
But again, like Brown going inside to Robinson, Walter gets to the basket, gets inside. Yeah, a couple of fakes. You know, got beat up. But now you're 5 of 12 from the line. But make a couple of free throws. That'll stop a run.
So Jacoby Walter dips, fires, and makes the first free throw. It rattled around and went down. Walter with 4 off the bench in 9 minutes, got 3 rebounds as well. 81-69, Raptors down 12, 2:12 to go in this third frame. Second free throw, up and clean. Raptors trail by 11. Bulls in the midst of an 18-6 run. Raptors had it down to 1. In fact, they briefly had a lead before coughing it up. And a great give and go with Ball and Jalen Smith, who lays it in. Chicago back up by 13.
Got to jump to the ball. Got to be aware of the give and go cut.
Bruce Brown, far wing, 3 ball, had a great look, missed it. Ball tapped around by the Bulls, picked up by Scotty Barnes, high off glass, missed it. Cleaned up by Robinson, fouled, and Orlando Robinson's going to go to the free throw line.
I love this kind of effort, though, from Toronto, getting after it on the glass.
First free throw, good for Big O. Orlando Robinson on his second 10-day with the Raptors, and he has played well in the time that he's been given out on the floor.
He has, and he's done a nice job, as I said, playing kind of like a classic big man.
Since the Raptors had a 64-63 lead, the Bulls have been on a 20-7 run. Leading by 12, Giddey fires out to Smith straight away. 3 ball, no good. Box out down low by the Raptors. That was Walter, and the Raptors pick up the ball. Nice stop. Brown. Looked like he was trying to find Ochai, but Ochai wasn't looking for the ball in the near corner. Raptors get it out to Barnes at the free throw line. Barnes turns, fires, fouled, and that shot nearly went down. It's going to be 2 free throws for Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, good job by Scotty getting into the lane. I like the Raptors' kind of systematic approach to getting back in this game by getting the ball inside.
First free throw goes down for Barnes. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and a block for Scotty Barnes, filling up the stat sheet yet again on another night. This is becoming the norm for Barnes. But unfortunately for the Raptors and Raptor fans right now, Toronto trailing by double figures. Haven't seen this in a while, as Toronto is in the midst of a 5-game winning streak, having won 7 of 8, and they are down by 10.
Well, as I said earlier, Eric, this is the time. I mean, a game like this with a team above you in the standings that is in a play-in spot, you get the game close and rely on some of the experience you've had in close games.
Raptors just got a defensive stop. Back the other way, driving to the 10. Jacoby Walter tried to go up and under, driving on the left side. He's fouled hard, flies into the basket stanchion, and he will get up and take a couple of free throws.
Nice job. That turnover caused by Abaji reaching in and slapping it away from Giddey.
So Jacoby Walter goes to the free throw line. And misses. Man, oh man, the Raptors tonight just 10 of 19.
Missing free throws against Chicago. Is DeMar's daughter in the building here somewhere making some noise?
Second one clean. So Toronto does have it down into single digits. That's the good news, but they're still trailing by 9. It's 83-74. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Ball to Smith, down Main Street, got a step on Robinson, and laid it in. 11-point lead for the Bulls, 46 seconds to play. Barnes across center. Barnes over to Brown on the wing near side. Brown got a step on Buzelis, got to the 10, and his layup rolled off the rim. That's another one right there, Jones.
Well, I would gather that the Raptors have missed probably 5 or 6 clean layups.
Toronto has plummeted to 40%. Far corner open three is good for Williams, and Chicago pushes the lead to 14. Closing the quarter right now on a 5-0 run. Largest lead of the game. Last shot time for Toronto. 6 seconds to go. Barnes looks up at the clock. Backdoor, baseline. Walter, near corner. Ochai got blocked as Buzelis flew out, denied him, and Toronto goes into the fourth quarter trailing by 14 points. Chicago closes on a 25-10 run.
Well, Toronto's had very few come from behind victories, but they're the masters of their own demise right now. The defense isn't great, and they are missing very, very makeable shots.
Fourth quarter comes next with the Raptors trailing 88-74 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Gary, who lies with reckless abandon every time he's invited out on game night, so he doesn't have to miss game night. Sorry, it's mating season for my pet squid. My e-scooter is out of gas. I ate a beanless burrito? My shoulder blade feels dull. I'm traveling to the 16th century? That's how Gary fans. And we're fans of Gary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
How to fix broken furnace. What's a heat exchanger?
You might not know how to fix a furnace, but we do. We're Reliance Home Comfort, here to take your call 24/7. And if you need a new furnace, ask us about our next day or we pay installation guarantee. Plus, right now, save 20% during the Reliance team member pricing event, where you pay what we pay. So if you need help now,
call on Reliance.
Conditions apply. See website for details.
Ugh, everyone seems to be on vacation. I wish I could be too.
Why wait? With FlexPay, that dream getaway is totally doable.
Really? Even that amazing resort I've been eyeing?
Absolutely. When you can break your vacation cost into easy payments as low as $75 a month, suddenly someday becomes today.
I better start packing.
Monthly payment applicants are subject to approval by FlexPay. See website for details. Contact your local travel expert or visit
SelloutVacations.com. This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you at the half. At the end of 3. I wish it was half. Can we rewind back to the half when the Raptors were down by 5 instead of by 14 as we get set to start this fourth quarter? Toronto outscored in that frame 33-24, and the bulk of it coming over the last 5-6 minutes.
8 for 23 they shoot in that quarter.
Yeah, not great. Again, Chicago closing on a 25-10 run. Ochai bounding into the lane, and the bunny hop scoop shot off glass and in. Raptors strike first in the fourth.
They got to cut down on Chicago's 10 of 20 in that third quarter.
Dosunmu to Smith, over to Buzelis on the near side. Above the arc, straight away, staring down Pirtle. Crosses him up, drives down Main Street, left-hand finish is good. Pretty drive there from Buzelis.
Yeah, pretty nice move. And the finish in traffic.
Brown to Barnes, near side driving, leaned in on Buzelis, who held his ground. Scotty turns, fires, misses the jumper. Barnes 6 of 17 now from the floor.
After a pretty decent start.
Yeah. Been stuck on 13, 15 points for a while. Triple, no good for Williams from the near sideline. Raptors get the rebound. Across center comes Barnes, trailing by 14. Scotty again driving on Buzelis. This time goes right to the 10, lays it in. Wanted a call, didn't get it, but he'll take the deuce.
Well, got to play some defense. How to play defense. Keep your man in front of you. Try not to get into over and help situation.
Ochai trying to hold White from the hoop there. Kobe drove but missed the shot. Raptors got the rebound. Here comes Brown. Got a step on Smith. Got to the tin. Handed it off to Barnes, who turns around, fires out far corner. Missing the triple was Walter.
Scotty looks a little tired. I would expect he's going to be coming out for a break for a little bit soon. Just a short one.
Williams bounce pass to a cutting Buzelis. Denied at the tin by Ochai, who got up in a hurry with a big-time stuff. Here comes Walter, and he's hit, and he's going to the line. What a play by Ochai Agbaji.
Great job coming across, and then Jacoby Walter was in, I thought, a little bit over his head, but he made the most of it by leaning in and drawing the contact. Agbaji showing some great timing, great athleticism, and awareness coming across on the weak side.
With that left-hand block, Buzelis thought he had the easy deuce. And now, again, we say it's about making free throws. The Raptors just 11 of 20, now 12 of 21, as Walter knocks down the first free throw. Bulls leading by 11. 90-79, 10:03 to go in the ballgame. Buzelis now checks out as Terry comes into the ballgame. Dalen Terry, 6 points. Walter knocks down the second free throw. Raptors trail by 10. See if Toronto can get another stop right here. Dosunmu brings it across center with Ochai in front of him. Handing it off to White. Up top to Terry. At the far elbow, goes back up top on the perimeter to White. Now sets the screen, Terry does, on a switch. Now Pirtle trying to stop White. He gets into the paint, gets to the tin, and lays it in.
Well, they're taking advantage of Jakob when they just get close enough with enough room on the other end.
And Raptors quickly get down the floor, and the rookie does it again. Jacoby Walter drives and finishes. Raptors down 10. White, near side, got to the tin, but he passes out into the far corner to Smith, who gets into the painted area, now hands to Williams. Drives to the free throw line, jumper no good. Rebound into the hands of Ochai. Agbaji brings it up into the near corner. In front of his own bench, it's Brown. Over to Pirtle. Inside the arc near side, lobs it down on the block to Barnes. Barnes has the size, over White, turns, fires, got contact, no call, missed the jumper. I would have liked to have seen him back down more, though, Jonesy. Tons of size over White.
I just thought there was a lot of contact by White.
White cut off down on the block. Fires back out on the perimeter to Dosunmu. Dosunmu crosses up Walter, but then Jacoby recovers. Into the paint, Dosunmu. Onto the baseline to Terry. Driving, floater, good. Timeout, Toronto.
Raptors just kind of hanging tough. They're not making up any ground. They're playing hard. Missing some shots that give Chicago credit for contesting, but Raptors not making up any ground.
8:39 to go in the ball game. Raptors down 94-82 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
With the confidence and freedom of all-wheel drive, a turbocharged engine, and tons of cargo space, the 2025 Honda CR-V was made for winter adventures. But with heated front seats, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a cozy interior, you may want to stay in its comforts a little bit longer. Lease the CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $105 weekly at 3.49% APR for 60 months with $3,500 down. OAC conditions apply. Includes $1,500 lease bonus. See HondaOntario.com.
Need to send money in another currency? With Wise, you can send money internationally without hidden fees. From dollars to dong, pounds to pesos, euros to yen, you could save up to 3 times compared to major banks. Send money with Wise in more than 40 currencies without getting ripped off. See how much you could save. Download the Wise app today. Wise, the app for doing things in other currencies. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Raptors trailing by 12, 8:39 to go in the ballgame. Jonesy, still plenty of time, but Raptors have got to start making a muscle at some point.
They got to start making some shots. I mean, listen, 46% is not terrible in terms of what they're allowing. But over the course of the win streak, they've only allowed 43%. And they were defending the three much better. But right now, I mean, the defense is, I would say, adequate. It needs to be better, but you got to make shots.
Chicago shooting 47% from the floor, 44% from distance, leading by 12. Raptors with the ball out of the timeout. Pirtle inside the arc, far side, goes up top to Walter around the Pirtle screen. At the far elbow, he's cut off, hands to Bruce Brown. Shot clock down to 4. It's over to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to weave through traffic, got toward the 10, threw up the shot, missed it. Rebound to the Bulls. Here come the Chicago Bulls. Terry to Williams. Williams, cross court, right to left, over to White. White back to Williams, right at the 10, and a quick one-hand flush. 14-point Chicago lead.
Well, they did a nice job in the middle there on the mid-screen and roll. The Raptors didn't have the answer.
Pirtle to Ochai in the near corner, to Davion Mitchell up top to Walter. Walter in the painted area, goes over to the near sideline to Ochai, who missed the triple. Chicago with the rebound.
Teetering right here. There has to be a couple, 2-3 consecutive stops if you're Toronto.
Tell you what, Jonesy, interesting that you don't have Barrett, Barnes, or Quickly on the floor. Not one of them. And, well, now 2 of the 3 are about to check in at the next whistle, but an interesting lineup on the floor, to say the least. 17-point lead now for the Bulls as Chicago just got a triple from Dosunmu. Now just got a turnover as White finishes with the layup. Toronto down 19. The Raptors had a 64-63 lead. They have scored 18 points since, and I can't even do the math on how much they've given up.
Well, they're under 40% with their shooting, and that was a really bad turnover timing-wise. Cross-court pass on a line, easily picked off.
38-18 is the run for the Bulls since Toronto had the lead. The current run is 9-0 as Chicago has gone up 19 with 7:10 to go on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Joe and Lucy needed a new roof and reached out to Alpine Credits. I flew over to help them with a home renovation loan. I suggested they transform their house into a giant robot head, beams that shoot from the eyes. Pew, pew! Instead, they just went with shingles. But it's pretty glorious.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Fourth quarter, 7:10 to play, and the Chicago Bulls are trying to knock out the Raptors on their home floor, leading now by 19. Toronto riding the high of a 5-game winning streak coming into this one. And that is certainly in jeopardy right now, 101-82. Barrett around a Pirtle screen. Far side driving, lobs it up to a cutting Yak who finishes on the alley-oop flush.
Nice job on the after timeout play.
Raptors end up leaving Smith wide open on the perimeter, and he buries the triple. Grady Dick slow to get out.
The assignment messed up.
Four-fifths of the starting lineup on the floor right now, with Quickly still resting, and Davion Mitchell out there. Mitchell with a 3-ball straight away. Buries it. Nice find from Grady Dick.
Lots of ground to make up, and it has to be done at the defensive end.
104-87. Chicago knocking on the door of 50% from the floor. Dosunmu faked the pass, got to the free throw line, keeps the dribble alive, lobs it back out on the perimeter to Terry. Over to White, deep triple, no good on the near wing. Raptors with the rebound. Here comes Barrett. So Jonesy, they got the stop. Can they get the conversion on the other end? Grady Dick fouled at the rim. He's going to go to the line.
Good job getting in, get to the line, stop the clock. Hopefully the free throw issues that have plagued the Raptors tonight don't bite a guy who's almost 89% in Grady.
Bulls in this fourth quarter shooting 7 of 12 from the floor. 49%. The Raptors a hair below 41% as Grady knocks down the first free throw. And interestingly, Billy Donovan's calling a timeout in the middle of the free throws. We're going to keep it here as we just ticked past the midway point of the final frame. 5:59 to play. Raptors trailing by 16 points.
If they got a comeback in them, it better start soon. But again, a lot of this, it's a pretty easy combination to identify. Not making shots and then giving up almost 50%. Being outscored 17-8 from behind the arc. There's 27 points right there. And I'm not even going to go into the free throw shooting for the first time in a long time. The Raptors are on the positive side of the free throw discrepancy. Problem is, they're 14 of 23. Chicago's 9 of 11.
14 more, or check that, 12 more attempts, but only 5 more makes. After this ball game, as I mentioned, the Raptors stay at home for the next 4. The Clippers on Sunday, the Knicks on Tuesday, the Grizzlies on Wednesday. Talk about the schedule for the Raptors being among the easiest in the league on paper.
Not that section.
But yeah, as I was about to say, not that section, because after tonight, with no disrespect to the Bulls who lead by 16, the Clippers, Knicks, and Grizzlies will be stiff competition. A delay of game warning on the Bulls as they had broken from the huddle, and then Patrick Williams was late to come out. Davion Mitchell was actually calling for that and reminding Trey Maddox and kind of forced Maddox to blow the whistle on that one.
Adam Silver, you want to keep it 12-minute quarters and not 10? Clean up that stuff. All right?
I want the NBA to go to a lot, Jonesy, of FIBA rules, but that's not one of them.
No, I don't. No.
That's not one of them. Keep the 12-minute quarters.
Keep the 12-minute quarters. It's what it distinguishes the NBA game.
Vucevic went left, went right, went left, went right, spinning, trying to get away from Pirtle, and then at the last minute, a foul comes in on the help D as R.J. Barrett stuck a hand in there, and they're actually going to rule it on the shot on Vuce. Wow. And send Vucevic to the free throw line. Okay then. Raptors trailing by 15 as Vucevic heads to the stripe. 16 points, 9 rebounds. Give him 17 as the first one goes down. The big man 4 of 4 at the stripe tonight. Before the ball game, Billy Donovan was talking about, and he didn't seem overly upset by it, but he was certainly talking about how he felt like Vooch and even Zach LaVine, who's not playing tonight, had legit opportunities and cases to be made regarding all-star berths as well. Raptors nearly turned the ball over as Mitchell was looking for Pirtle, and the Bulls touched it, went out of bounds onto the baseline. It will stay with Toronto, 15 on the shot clock. Raptors trailing by 16 after Vooch went 1 of 2 at the stripe on the other end. Mitchell inbounding to Grady, baseline near side, back to Mitchell, out to Pirtle, over to Barrett on the perimeter, missed the 3, good look at it, couldn't knock it down. Rebound to Buzelis, who hands to Lonzo Ball. Lonzo, a free agent at the end of the year. We'll see if he's back with the Bulls or elsewhere, as he's trying to prove that he can still play in this game.
I think he can, and I think he's a key part when he's healthy.
Buzelis trying to shake and bake in the lane. Got fouled on a reach by Grady Dick. It's on the floor. Sideline out of bounds for the Bulls. With 5:12 to go and Chicago leading by 16. First foul of the game on Grady. 105-89 as Chicago gets it in to Giddey. Can't get away from Donovan Mitchell quite yet. Now he does. Into the paint. Leans in on Pirtle. Now turns. Fires on the fade and gets the bucket. Giddey into double figures with 11. Bulls leading by 18. Their largest lead was 20. And now Ball. Lonzo with a reach. Slap the arm of Scotty Barnes. Raptors will inbound with 4:50 left in the ball game.
Well, still looking for 3-4 consecutive stops from the Raptors. Bulls a hair under 50%.
Down on the block, Barnes going at Ball as he's done all night. Floats one up and in, plus the foul. 3-point opportunity as Scotty has just abused Lonzo Ball all night. Barnes at the free throw line. Raptors down 107-91. Free throw good. Toronto down 107-92. It's a 15-point deficit. Barnes picking up some pressure in the backcourt as Ball brings it across center. Vooch sets the screen. Barnes trying to dance through it. Stays with Ball. Ball now driving far side. Gives the pass over to Dosunmu. Now back down on the baseline to Ball. Out to Buzelis near sideline. Air ball. Raptors with the rebound. Here comes Barrett. Across center comes RJ. Crosses up Dosunmu. Gets into the lane. Stops on a dime, turns, fires, misses. Ball tapped around, picked up by Chicago. And the Raptors fail to capitalize. And now Billy Donovan takes a timeout on a 3-on-2.
Yeah, fast break.
My goodness.
Transition situation.
What is he doing?
Stopped his own cause. I'd have taken the 2 at.
That is bizarre, Jones.
With a 15-point lead on the break, I mean, you get a bucket there, and
it could be ball game.
And it could be ball game. I mean, Raptors are. This thing is teetering right now.
Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by J.R. Manitad. 4:14 to go in this ball game, but it's a final in Charlotte as the Hornets lose to the Clippers 112-104. Former Raptor Norm Powell leading the way for the Clips with 27 points in the victory. Detroit at home beats Dallas 117-102 behind 40 points from All-Star Cade Cunningham. In the fourth quarter, with over 9 minutes to play, it's already 109-108. Philadelphia leading Denver by 1. So tons of scoring in that game. And oh, by the way, Joel Embiid not playing against Jokic. 1:42 to go third quarter. Pelicans keeping it close against the Celtics. Boston with a 2-point lead, 86-84. 6:30 to go in the third quarter. San Antonio at home leading the Bucks 93-87. Final game of the night tips off in about 20 minutes in Golden State. Warriors hosting the Phoenix Suns. Action resumes here in Toronto. Giddey trying to shake free from Barnes. Bulls leading by 15. Giddey on the baseline, fires back out to White. White gets into the paint. Went left, turns back right, fires out to Dosunmu. On the wing far side to a cutting Vooch, who is tripped up inadvertently by Barrett, but they're going to call the foul on RJ, and that was with about 4 seconds on the shot clock.
RJ was right there. Got the arm around the waist, though, of Vucevic, who kind of felt it and said, let me go down.
3:57 to go in the game. Raptors down 15. Need a stop right here. Giddey inbounding from the near side. Right beside his bench. Gets it into Vucevic. Vooch trying to lean in on Scotty Barnes and back down toward the block. Kicks out to Giddey on the perimeter. Good look at a three, missed it. Rebound, though, to the Bulls. Ball kept it alive for Chicago. And a second chance opportunity. White on a switch picked up by Pearl. Driving on the far side all the way to the 10. Scoops it up and in. Bulls by 17 with 3:35 to go. That might do it. We'll see what the Raptors can muster here in the final 3.5. Barrett trying to back down, lean in on White, turns, fires, gets it to go in the painted area from about 8-10 feet. Again, Raptors trailed by 15 with 3:15 to go. 109-94. Barrett up to 19 points in the ballgame. Giddey gets to the 10, lays it in as he got by Barrett, who falls onto the baseline.
Well,
Raptors inbound. Barrett still slow to get back into the play.
Chicago's victimizing Toronto on the dribble. They're playing 5 out and just looking for a matchup where they can take somebody off the bounce, and that's what they're doing.
And again, Chicago doing this tonight without Zach LaVine, out for personal reasons. Bulls just turned the ball over. Grady Dick, pull-up triple, far wing, back rim, no good. Down low, Barnes got a hand on it but couldn't squeeze. Rebound to the Bulls. 111-94, 17-point lead with 2:35 to go. Giddey weaves through traffic, misses the layup, and a late whistle to bail out Josh Giddey. I don't know where the foul was there. Davion Mitchell saying review that thing. Looked like he completely got out of the way. At this point, why wouldn't you take it down 17, Jonesy?
Yeah, take it. And it looks like Darko will.
And he is going to ask for the review. The green light special. 111-94, Raptors down 17. Jonesy, barring a minor miracle, the 5-game win streak is going to come to an end. And the Raptors will have to try and get themselves back on track for a very dangerous LA Clippers team coming to town on Sunday afternoon. And again, folks, make note of that. If you have tickets, Sunday afternoon. Very rare afternoon start. The Raptors in recent years have gotten away from what used to be a regular 1 o'clock start or a 3 o'clock start. It is very, very rare now to get a 3:30 start on a Sunday. Normally it's 6 o'clock. So if you've got tickets, check them. Afternoon tip-off in Toronto on Sunday.
The return of a couple of former Raptors. Kawhi Leonard, was he in the lineup tonight?
I'll double check
they've
that.
They've had him playing on a bit of a minutes restriction.
Yep. 28 minutes tonight, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists on 8 of 17.
Well, they've had him playing, I think the restriction's like 30 minutes or less. But Kawhi, Norm,
and without it being a back-to-back, I've got to assume he'll play on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
against his former team.
Friday game, done.
In fact, he'll have a Saturday night off in Toronto. Norm Powell again led the way for the Clippers tonight with 27 points in that victory over the Charlotte Hornets, who now sit at 12-32. As we look at the standings, Charlotte loses, Detroit wins. The Pistons will pick up a half game on the Orlando Magic and move into a tie, I believe, with the Miami Heat for the 6th seed. We have a ruling, I believe, coming on the review for the Raptors. Here comes Trey Maddox.
During review is observed that Mitchell makes foot-to-foot contact, which is illegal, which causes getting to you loses balance. 2 shots, unsuccessful challenge, and Toronto will be charged a timeout.
Foot-to-foot contact.
Well, as I said, referees do not come to the table to review the play. They come to the table to look for a call to justify what they blew the whistle for. Foot-to-foot contact, and the guy still was able to take 2 steps and miss a left-hand layup that you would teach in a grade 8 gym class. Darko just saying that's weak. It is. That's a terrible call.
You could hear him courtside. That was the exact quote. That's weak, as he looks at Trey Maddox, who just kind of smiles and shrugs.
Right?
That's right, Jonesy.
They come over to justify their call. Too much skin in the game. I'm going to challenge. Okay, you guys that are calling the game, go stand on the other side. Let Secaucus decide. Feelings won't be hurt.
Backdoor cut. Garrett Temple lays it in. Darko has kind of put up the white flag, down 19, now down 17 with 2:15 to go, as he has sat down all of his starters. Well, not all of them technically, as Grady Dick is still out there. Grady has struggled tonight and obviously wanting to play through it right now as the Bulls just buried another triple. They've got many starters still on the floor. Kobe White buried that one. Raptors leading by 20, 116-96. The 5-game win streak comes to an end tonight. Pull-up triple straight away. Grady buried it. That's his first of the game. But you know what? Seeing it go through, maybe that carries through and into Sunday.
You would hope.
A little pressure out at center. Garrett Temple saying, hey, I didn't touch that. That should have been a backcourt violation. Giddey tracked it down behind the back pass to Vooch, got to the 10, turned, fired, missed it, but then tipped his own miss back in the 10. He's got the double-double tonight, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Actually, check that, 19 and 11. And now White takes the foul intentionally as Billy Donovan wants to get some of his starters off the floor with 1:25 to play, and Chicago leading 118-99.
Well, the Raptors somehow had the water turned off after a 1-point lead.
It was 64-63.
Yeah. And
in the third quarter, I'm going to get the exact time for you, Jonesy.
And the water turned off. Defense failed them and couldn't make shots. They're still shooting under 42%. Chicago now up to 50%.
7:17 to go in the third quarter. Raptors led by 1. They're now down 118-101 after the free throws for Jacoby Walter. Off the bench tonight, the Rook with 12 points in 17 minutes. Vucevic still in the ball game. Did not come out at that last whistle. In fact, I said that White took the foul so that Billy Donovan could get starters off the floor, but he didn't.
It's
so
interesting.
Sumu, Vucevic, White, and Giddey are still all out there.
Vucevic looked at the bench and put a thumb up, like, I'm okay. Don't take me out. I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of streak in effect. Maybe there's...
He's got the double-double. He's got...
There's stats.
I don't know.
He's got a 20-10 game now. I mean, I don't know. In this day and age, we know numbers count for everything.
Vooch knocks down both. 120-101. Bulls by 19. Grady, near side. Behind the back pass out on the perimeter to Walter. Cross court, far sideline to Garrett Temple. Garrett brings it to the baseline. Tried to drop it to Orlando Robinson. Bobbled it, picked up by Walter, who drove into the paint, had the ball knocked away. He wanted the call, didn't get it, but it's off Chicago. Raptor ball on the baseline, 55.4 seconds remaining. Buzelis now comes in for Kobe White, but Dosunmu, Giddey, and Vooch still all stay out there to close out this game. Bulls by 19, 6 seconds on the shot clock for the Raptors as Temple inbounds. In the near corner, Grady turns, fires, triple good. So 2 3 balls for Grady Dick in this game. They've all come in the final 90 seconds. Raptors down 120-104. Giddey lobs it up across center to Vooch as the Bulls advance. pinned towards center court. Robinson all over Giddey, and the Raptors force a turnover. Garrett Temple bounces it in to Jacoby Walter, lays it in. Nice defense there. The pressure works. Raptors down 12.
Giddey should know.
Check that 14.
Giddey should know better. He took it over center, stopped just on the other side.
Nice pass there from Giddey. Lobbed it up to Terry. Alley-oop layup is good. Bulls lead 122-106. Raptors will have to give it up before the end of the ball game. Far corner triple. Grady Dick missed that one. Rebound to Vooch, his 12th. And now Chicago will bring it across center and dribble out the clock. It'll be a 16-point win for the Bulls as Toronto fought back and forth until mid-third, and then Chicago ran away with it. And Toronto's 5-game win streak comes to an end as the Bulls beat the Raptors 122-106, and Toronto will fall to 15-33.
The fight was good for about 3.5 quarters, and then it was as if the Raptors kind of ran out of gas. Give Chicago credit, playing shorthanded. I liked what I saw from Emmanuel quickly returning to the lineup in 15 minutes. 14 points, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists. Hopefully he continues to get healthy.
We'll take the break, come back with final stats, then get you set for post-game coverage. 122-106, Bulls with the victory on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
With the 971. 8 p.m. Purdue faces Indiana. Purdue on Sirius XM and Internet Channels 84. Indiana on XM and Internet 372. National feed on XM 382, Internet 972. In NCAA College Women's Basketball at 8:30 p.m. Utah takes on Arizona on Sirius 106, XM 198, and Internet 952. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137, XM 212, and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m., Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138, XM 213, and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m., Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m., Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m., New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139, XM 214, and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m., San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161, XM 215, and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m., Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball, August 31st, 1990. It's part of baseball lore, playing catch with your father in the backyard. The Griffey family took that a few steps further. Ken Griffey had enjoyed a solid career as an outfielder on the Big Red Machine and later saw time with the Yankees, Braves, and Mariners. It was during that final stop in Seattle that Dad got to play ball with his son, Ken Griffey Jr., selected first overall in the 1987 amateur draft by the Mariners. Baseball history was made at the Kingdome in Seattle on that final day in August when father and son took to the field together, the first time that ever occurred in Major League Baseball. Griffey Sr. had been released by the Cincinnati Reds only 2 days earlier, and the Mariners jumped at the chance to bring him west. The father and son duo had an immediate impact on the game, both banging out hits in the first inning as Seattle went on to defeat the Kansas City Royals 5-2. Senior began the game in left field, went 1 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. Junior then in his second season in the big leagues patrolled center field, going 1 for 4 with a run scored. Most notable was a game only 2 weeks later when first father, then son, hit home runs off Kirk McCaskill of the California Angels. For the rest of that season and the first part of the next campaign, father and son got into 51 games together before the elder Griffey hung up the cleats in June of 1991. Ken Griffey Jr. later said playing in the big leagues with his father was the biggest thing that ever happened to him outside of the birth of his kids. For it happened in baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Utah on Sirius 210 XM221 and Internet 947. Jackets on Internet 927. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. In NCAA College men's basketball, 6:30 p.m., Georgetown faces Butler on XM381 Internet 971. 8 p.m., Purdue faces Indiana. Purdue on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Indiana on XM and Internet 372. National feed on XM382 Internet 972. In NCAA College women's basketball at 8:30 p.m., Utah takes on Arizona on Sirius 106 XM 198 and Internet 952. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 926, Blues on Internet 944.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
Speed, skill, hands. Pavel Bure was one of the most fascinating talents to ever step onto the ice. Even as a young kid, he seemed to always have a knack for finding the back of the net. At the pro level, he put fans into shock and goalies into nightmares on a nightly basis. The man they called the Russian Rocket dazzled hockey fans around the world. Embedded in a family of Olympic athletes, there was no question Pavel Bure was going to succeed on the ice. Playing for CSKA Moscow as a teenager with the likes of Sergei Fedorov, Slava Fetisov, and Igor Larionov pushed him to become one of the best goal scorers the game of hockey has ever seen. In the NHL, alongside his brother Valerie, Pavel consistently put up high-scoring seasons on bad teams. In his rookie campaign, he won the Calder Trophy and put himself on the map. Twice he captured the Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy. 5 times he finished with 50 or more goals. He played over 700 games in which he scored 437 times and added 342 assists. He was bypassed in his first 6 years of eligibility for the Hall of Fame, but was voted in on June 27, 2012, alongside Matt Sundin, Joe Sakic, and Adam Oates. He became the 5th Soviet or Russian, and to this date, he's the only Hall of Famer to spend the majority of his playing career in Vancouver. One of the best, the Russian Rocket Pavel Bure. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Pete.
SiriusXM has soccer covered end to end. SiriusXM FC. Hear live play-by-play and talk shows hosted by legends of the game. It's SiriusXM FC on Channel 157.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Utah on Sirius 210 XM221 and Internet 947. Jackets on Internet 927. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. In NCAA College men's basketball, 6:30 p.m., Georgetown faces Butler on XM381 Internet 971. 8 p.m., Purdue faces Indiana. Purdue on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Indiana on XM and Internet 372. National feed on XM382 Internet 972. In NCAA College women's basketball at 8:30 p.m., Utah takes on Arizona on Sirius 106 XM 198 and Internet 952. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. July 21st, 1953. Shibe Park in Philadelphia as the Phillies played host to the Milwaukee Braves. With the visitors down by 10 runs in the 7th inning, manager Charlie Grimm went to his bullpen and motioned for 17-year-old Joey J to take the mound. The native of Middletown, Connecticut, was the leading edge of a new wave of baseball sweeping across America. New rules instituted in the late 40s mandated that young players signed to contracts had to remain with the big league club for the first 2 years of that deal in an effort to make sure that the top clubs didn't scoop up all the top young talent and stash them away on their farm teams. This rule lasted until the late 50s and then was reinstituted during expansion in the early 60s. The adoption of the amateur draft in 1965 put an end to it. These so-called bonus babies included the likes of Sandy Koufax, Al Kaline, Harmon Killebrew, and Catfish Hunter, and Joey J, who spent 7 seasons with the Braves before being traded to the Reds in 1960. He finished his Major League career in 1966 back with the Braves, but this time the franchise was located in Atlanta. Jay rang up a record of 99 wins and 91 losses with an ERA of 3.77, was one strikeout away from 1,000 for his career. The right-hander was a switch hitter and helped his own cause by hitting 2 home runs during his career, both coming in 1962 with Cincinnati. Besides being a bonus baby, Joey J is also best remembered as the first Little League player to make it all the way to the major leagues. For It Happened in Baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 926, Blues on Internet 944. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Utah on Sirius 210 XM 221 and Internet 947, Jackets on Internet 927. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. In NCAA College Men's Basketball, 6:30 p.m., Georgetown faces Butler on XM 381 Internet 971. 8 p.m., Purdue faces Indiana, Purdue on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84, Indiana on XM and Internet 372, national feed on XM 382 Internet 972. In NCAA College Women's Basketball at 8:30 p.m., Utah takes on Arizona on Sirius 106 XM 198 and Internet 952. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM 212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM 213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM 214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM 215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM 219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM 220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944.
Get the latest news, opinion, and analysis from MMA to boxing and the professional wrestling world 24/7. SiriusXM Fight Nation, SiriusXM 156, and the SXM app.
Injuries devastate the careers of pro athletes, but for some, they get to play the game they love for many years. But for one former major leaguer, not even a work stoppage that resulted in the longest ever in baseball history could stop this man. Could you imagine someone playing 162 games a year? What about for 16 straight seasons? Well, for an individual named the Iron Man, it was no problem. 8 Silver Slugger Awards, American League Rookie of the Year, 2 Gold Glove Awards, a 19-time All-Star, 2-time League MVP, and most importantly, World Series champion 83. But what set Cal Ripken Jr. apart from other major leaguers was his attitude, perseverance, and durability. Lou Gehrig's record of 2,130 games played in a row was supposed to stand for decades, but Ripken defied the odds and did something unthinkable. 2,632 straight games for him over 16-plus seasons. Illness, fatigue, and the traveling schedule of a pro athlete didn't matter for Cal Ripken Jr. He could do it all, and he was part of baseball history every time he took the field. His teammates, coaches, friends, family, they all knew he was determined to play every day until he was satisfied with his performance. Baseball is a game of frustration and failure in many ways. As a hitter, you fail 7 out of 10 times, so you have to deal with failure quite a bit, and that's one of the keys to having long-term success, he said. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, SiriusXM 86, and the SXM app.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Utah on Sirius 210 XM221 and Internet 947. Jackets on Internet 927. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. In NCAA College Men's Basketball, 6:30 p.m., Georgetown faces Butler on XM381 Internet 971. 8 p.m., Purdue faces Indiana. Purdue on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Indiana on XM and Internet 372. National feed on XM382 Internet 972. In NCAA College Women's Basketball at 8:30 p.m., Utah takes on Arizona on Sirius 106 XM 198 and Internet 952. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. Sirius XM, Channel 89.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. May 27th, 1973. The National League East Division Montreal Expos found themselves at Candlestick Park on this Sunday, taking on the host San Francisco Giants. The box score shows the home nine taking it 6-3 on the strength of a complete game by lefty Ron Bryant, who will go on to finish third in Cy Young voting that season thanks to 24 wins. The box score also reveals that Expos left fielder Curtis Brown went 0 for 4 at the plate, along with 2 putouts. Not exactly a day to remember for the 27-year-old native of Sacramento. He'd get him the next day, right? The trouble is there would be no next day, at least not in the majors. That game against the Giants would be the only time Curtis Brown would ever play in the big leagues. The former Mets farmhand was eventually sent back down to the minors, where he excelled with the AAA Peninsula Whips, a team that also featured a young Gary Carter for a handful of games. Brown isn't the only player to get one solitary crack at the show Almost 1,000 players over the years have had the proverbial cup of coffee in the majors. Names such as Gary Hill with the 1969 Braves, Gary Lance with the 1977 Royals, and Jeff Bannister with the 1991 Pittsburgh Pirates. Pinch hitting for Doug Drabeck, Bannister picked up a base hit against Atlanta on July 23rd, 1991, his only at-bat in the major leagues. Bannister did all right for himself, however. He became the 18th manager of the Texas Rangers on October 16th, 2014. For It Happened in Baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
On the court and off, your home for the NBA is SiriusXM. Follow all the drama as your favorite team vies for it all. SiriusXM NBA Radio, SiriusXM 86.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Utah on Sirius 210 XM221 and Internet 947. Jackets on Internet 927. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. In NCAA College Men's Basketball, 6:30 p.m., Georgetown faces Butler on XM381 Internet 971. 8 p.m., Purdue faces Indiana. Purdue on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Indiana on XM and Internet 372. National feed on XM382 Internet 972. In NCAA College Women's Basketball at 8:30 p.m., Utah takes on Arizona on Sirius 106 XM 198 and Internet 952. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 926, Blues on Internet 944.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton. You know, Novak Djokovic has become only the third person to hold all 4 Grand Slam tennis titles at one time. 2 players have completed that feat in a calendar year. Only one has done it twice. His name, Rod Laver. In 1962, he competed as an amateur and became the first player since Don Budge in 1938 to complete the calendar slam. His hardest test came on clay, winning 3 straight 5-setters en route to the French Open title. In all, there were 22 wins for Laver in 1962. Now, until 1968, pros were not allowed to play in Grand Slam tournaments. When that rule was changed, the Open era began. This, of course, meant Laver was banned from the majors for 5 years of his career. But once the doors opened for professionals, he burst onto the Grand Slam scene. He won the first Wimbledon of the Open era in 1968, defeating top-ranked amateur Arthur Ashe in the semifinal in straight sets, then went on to win the final. Laver would win a total of 11 Grand Slams as both a pro and an amateur at this time, despite being banned from Grand Slam play for 5 of his best years. He won 6 doubles Grand Slams, 3 mixed doubles titles, and he also led his Australian team to 5 Davis Cup victories. One of the best, an icon in Rod Laver. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Utah on Sirius 210 XM221 and Internet 947. Jackets on Internet 927. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. In NCAA College Men's Basketball, 6:30 p.m., Georgetown faces Butler on XM381 Internet 971. 8 p.m., Purdue faces Indiana. Purdue on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Indiana on XM and Internet 372. National feed on XM382 Internet 972. In NCAA College Women's Basketball at 8:30 p.m., Utah takes on Arizona on Sirius 106 XM 198 and Internet 952. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. Most ball players are just happy that a major league team called out their name at the yearly June amateur draft. To go first overall in the annual exercise is not only an honor, but it also comes with heavy expectations. Recent top picks such as Bryce Harper, Steven Strasburg, and David Price have all become household names. But which former number one choices have met with the most success? As of the 2015 season, former Chicago White Sox slugger Harold Baines tops the list of most major league games played by a former first overall pick. He put on the cleats for 2,830 regular season games for 5 major league teams. Baines is followed by superstar Ken Griffey Jr., who got into 2,671 games, mostly for the Seattle Mariners. Jr., who also played with the Reds and White Sox, hit 630 career home runs and was the 1997 American League MVP. Only Alex Rodriguez has hit more home runs from a first overall pick position. A-Rod has also played the third most number of games for a top draft pick. Fourth on the list with 2,499 games played is former Atlanta Braves stalwart Chipper Jones. He also hit the third most round trippers for a top pick, launching 468 balls out of the park. The Milwaukee Brewers used the top pick in the 1985 June amateur draft to nab themselves a B.J. Surhoff. He played 19 seasons and 2,313 games in the Bigs, spending time with the Brewers, Orioles, and Braves. Mike Moore, who was taken first overall by the Mariners back in 1981, got into the most games for a pitcher, taking to the mound 450 times. For It Happened in Baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 926, Blues on Internet 944. 9 p.m., Utah Hockey Club takes on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Utah on Sirius 210 XM 221 and Internet 947, Jackets on Internet 927. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. In NCAA College Men's Basketball, 6:30 p.m., Georgetown faces Butler on XM 381 Internet 971. 8 p.m., Purdue faces Indiana, Purdue on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84, Indiana on XM and Internet 372, national feed on XM 382 Internet 972. In NCAA College Women's Basketball at 8:30 p.m., Utah takes on Arizona on Sirius 106 XM 198 and Internet 952. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM 212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM 213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM 214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM 215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM 219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM 220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 944.
SiriusXM has soccer covered end to end. SiriusXM FC. Hear live play-by-play and talk shows hosted by legends of the game. It's SiriusXM FC on Channel 157.
I'm Ryan Payton for SiriusXM Sports. For fans of the Maple Leafs who are old enough, February 7th, 1976 was one of the most unforgettable nights of their lives. The Leafs won 11-4 over Boston, but that was not the amazing part. No, what was amazing was that the rout was done almost single-handedly by one man. The man's name, Daryl Sittler. He scored 6 times, added 4 assists for 10 points, which in a single game broke the record of 8 set by Maurice Richard of the Canadiens back in 1944, and it still stands as the all-time record today. Now, just how amazing was it to record 10 points in a game? Well, no one else in the history of the league before or after his performance has even scored 9 points in a game. He also became only the 8th player in NHL history to record 6 goals in one single game. He was the first guy to do that since Red Berenson in 1968, and is another that no one has done since. He was in his first season as Leafs captain when he did that. With a little help from his historic performance, he reached the 100-point plateau in the 75-76 campaign, recording 41 goals and 59 assists. He retired in 1985, and he was elected into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1989. Daryl Sittler, a 10-point night, February 7th, 1976, for the Maple Leafs against Boston. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, January the 31st. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons on Sirius 137 XM212 and Internet 888. Mavericks on Internet 886. 7 p.m. Charlotte Hornets face the LA Clippers. Hornets on Sirius 138 XM213 and Internet 883. Clippers on Internet 892. 7:30 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 902. Nuggets on Internet 887. 7:30 p.m. Toronto Raptors face the Chicago Bulls. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 907. Bulls on Internet 884. 8 p.m. New Orleans Pelicans face the Boston Celtics. Pelicans on Sirius 139 XM214 and Internet 898. Celtics on Internet 881. 8 p.m. San Antonio Spurs face the Milwaukee Bucks. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM215 and Internet 907. Bucks on Internet 896. 10 p.m. Golden State Warriors face the Phoenix Suns. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86 Internet 889. Suns on Internet 903. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Nashville Predators. Sabres on Sirius 208 XM219 and Internet 922. Predators on Internet 935. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Vancouver Canucks. Stars on Sirius 209 XM220 and Internet 928. Canucks on Internet 948. 9 p.m., Colorado Avalanche face the St. Louis Blues. Avalanche on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 926. Blues on Internet 945.